guess. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to some more Standoff 2 minor action here today. I'm a Master 15.
I'm Twist, happy to join you today with iMaster. We're going to cast the second half of the first 8 games that we're going to see today and we saw yesterday. And for today, we have a lot of interesting stuff prepared, I must say. Yesterday, we saw the first 4 teams play. Today, we're going to see the remaining 4. In the minor, there are 8 teams, and today we're going to see Saints versus DeathOrGlory and HorizoN versus Lycoris. But before we get into any of that good stuff, we still need to talk about, some other stuff, kind of just explain how the minor works and so on and so forth. So this minor is going to be held over 8 days. This means that we already saw the first 2 best of 2s yesterday. It's going to be 5 more days, including today, of group stage. Then on the 24th, we take a break. And then on the 25th and the 26th, we will see the grand finals, which will be a best of 3, because the group stage is best of 2, the grand final is best of 3. Here we can see the teams that are going to be playing today. As we can see here at 2 o'clock Moscow time, we will be seeing, as I said, Saints versus DeathOrGlory. And then at 4 o'clock Moscow time, we'll be seeing HorizoN versus Lycoris. So I feel like it's a good lineup for today. Yesterday was really action-packed. Like, we saw some crazy games yesterday, especially the first ones with 2 insane comebacks. So, I kind of feel like today might and should be the same. Yeah, if you want to, not miss these games, especially the second best of 2, write it down. We should be live in about 2 hours with the second game. But yeah, other than that, I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of these teams provide to us and what we see today, because yesterday I feel like we saw the the champions, kind of, we saw the LAN winners, and we saw RevialGG, the only LAN winners, and we also saw some other teams that have been in that kind of top 3, top 5 for a long time. So I think maybe today the action might be a little bit slower, just like maybe not as high caliber, but really we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. And even so, even though we're not going to see, your top guys, these teams are still going to, still be around for some time. Like, say, Lycoris, they were created just a few months ago. And so now they did place 5th place in the majors. So they're not any slouch, but they are new. So will that be good? I mean, new players have new ideas. New teams develop new strategies based on previous experiences, based on the other teams. So they have the likelihood to have something completely new. We haven't seen them before. But something like DeathOrGlory, they were built in 2018. So another long-standing team. So we are going to go back and forth just a little bit with these teams as far as where they've begun, where they've been, similar to also HorizoN. They've been around since 2018. So even though we saw 4 of these teams yesterday, which was RevialGG, Absolute, StreetEight, and Luxury yesterday, the other 4 will be today, and it's gonna go. I think it's gonna have that similar feel as far as the back and forth, but I think the newcomers have definitely impressed me the most, but so far has seemed to be that those very well-seasoned teams that have been placing really high have just been taking it in the end, because that's where that experience comes into play, where once you're in a bad position, you're down by 3 or 4, it doesn't look good. They're able to call those tactical pauses, kind of, bring that energy back down, focus, and be able to take the win.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it yesterday, like both times when, in the first game, the seasoned veterans, as you said, were down, like, in the first case, I think it was 4-8, right, on zone, and then we saw I think it was 5-9 on Breeze. And then what happened was they just took like 5 or 6 rounds in a row. So yeah, it was crazy to see. But yeah, I feel like in both these groups there are those seasoned veterans that will definitely should advance to the playoffs and to the finals on the 25th and 26th. But on the other hand, there are some other teams that maybe are not as established, but definitely have a fighting chance, especially for third or fourth place, right? Like probably those newcomers, teams that haven't been playing for that long won't take the first place. At least that's how it usually goes. But what I like about this prize pool is there are 8 teams and there are 4 rewards. So half the teams that compete get some reward, right? So it's not really as much if you are one of those newcomer teams, one of those newer teams. It's not really as much about winning. Sure, you still want to do that, but you can just fight for like fourth place. Like fourth place is still a victory, right? You still get 40 rubles, 40,000 rubles. Like there's a lot of good stuff you can get if you just kind of grind it out and actually get to that fourth place at least. So I really like the prize pool. I think it's good. It kind of motivates the teams more because I know in some other tournaments there's like let's say 16 teams, and then really the only good prizes you get are like the top 3 teams. And if you're like a not that good of a team in that round of 16, you're like okay, well I don't really what's the point of trying? I'm probably not going to reach
it's
top
not
3
gonna
anyways.
happen.
Yeah,
No.
right.
I mean, so it's that mentality and the fact that someone's going to take it, but it depends on just how they can conduct themselves and how they can make their way through. But one of these teams, especially one of the newer ones, especially like Lycoris, they can just power through it and stay calm because so far that seems to be the trend that the new teams need to really overcome is confidence and their focus to be able to stay in the same headspace when stuff is not going their way.
Yeah, I feel like that's what really separates the seasoned veterans from the newer teams because like in most like you can get the mechanics down pretty quickly, right? Like it's not that hard to get the mechanics down. As we can see in these highlights, like it takes skill. It definitely takes skill. But like yeah, you can connect on the head. You can get some nice frags like Do is doing here. But what really wins you the games is the mental. Like sure, you can have some even nice clutches, some nice flicks. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the mental, if you don't have that experience, you can't close out games. We saw it twice yesterday. Then you're not really gonna win the tournament. Now, granted, these are some nice frags, right? Like Franzi's here. He was doing really well yesterday, especially on that second map. And this double nade kill was just absolutely insane. Lunax finishing it off. But yeah, I mean, first game of play, first day of play was really, really action-packed. It was really fun to watch. So I'm hoping we see the same today. Like this from Franzi's was insane. This was a 1v2 clutch. He sprays through his smoke, gets the second one. It was absolutely insane. But yeah, Do also was really playing big yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, see, at this point, it went on and on and on. But Revile, they were so high. And the thing that changed with where they are now, see, at this point with this beautiful double pump, was just they were at, 8 rounds on the board, but unfortunately, they just absolute could not do the exact same thing that Revile did, and while being down, be able to bring that back up. And again, that's so huge to be able to keep yourself in a good spot, stay calm, and be able to do what you need to do to continue to move forward for that victory. And it may seem dark and gloomy when it's match point. You are just one round away from losing it, which is this one that I'm speaking of right now, which is StreetEight with Luxury. It looked pretty good. Luxury's over here. They're 3-1. They're taking heads. They're taking names. They're just absolutely looking like they're on cloud 9, and they're just taking them ahead. And right here, we're at 3-6. Again, still not looking too good. Luxury still going to be dominating at this point. But as they continue to do the domination, they take them out. Something changes. This is where everything flips. Now we're going to start seeing StreetEight bring it back up. Now they're at 4. Now they're doing this to them. They're looking dirty. Now they're all the way up to 8-9. All the way to 9-9. And it looks very gloomy. And this play right here was the one that really changed it up. And they were able to take the victory. And then we switched over here, of course, the second map for them to duke it out. And StreetEight just, once they got warmed up, you know, they were able to really kind of keep that headspace, and they stayed really close still. But they were able to stay right there with Luxury. And so, unlike being able to just take them all, Luxury kind of brought it up, which was still very impressive, which is what I love to see. But unfortunately, once they got to round 6, it just didn't go that way, and they eventually just pushed ahead, and StreetEight was able to take the win.
Yeah, and I mean, if we look at the groups here, HorizoN and Lycoris, they haven't played yet, right? But they definitely want to start the tournament off on the right foot. Like, if you lose, you're still not out, but you don't want to be Luxury where you already have lost one. You kind of have to fight this uphill battle. So in the game of HorizoN versus Lycoris, which is the second one to game at 4 p.m. Moscow time, I believe, you know, they will have to try their best. I believe HorizoN and Lycoris, they both want to start the tournament off on the right foot, especially after seeing the kind of top dogs in both Group A and Group B have won. You know, that just means that they have to fight extra hard because there's only pretty much one spot left to advance, right? So I think we're going to see very high action-packed games today, especially because of how the games went yesterday. Like, the top dogs have already won, so, you know, there's pretty much only one spot left. Like, everyone's like, yeah, sure, like, the LAN winners, like Revile and probably StreetEight, they're going to make it to the finals. So, theoretically, we only have 2 spots to battle for, you know, the remaining of the 6 teams. So, I think everyone is going to be, you know, on the top of their game today, and I guess it just matters, you know, which team will be able to finish it and close it off. I hope we don't see, like, I kind of do, but I don't want to see like crazy upsets like yesterday, because it was a bit heartbreaking, you know, if you're on the side of the losing team. But yeah, once again, here are the times and the games for today. So 2 best of 2s. We'll be having 2 best of 2s for the next 4 days, and you know, on today as well. And then on 24th we'll take a break, and 25th, 26th is the finals, best of 3 for the best teams advance. So here is kind of what the games are looking like today, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the first game of Saints versus DeathOrGlory. We're still waiting for the map picks. I think the teams are still kind of figuring out where they want to start. But I am kind of hoping to see some Rust, because Rust was really fun yesterday. It seemed like a map where, you know, both teams can really pick different angles and kind of these off angles. Like, we saw some boosts, we saw some, you know, kind of holding angles through 3 branches. So it's going to be interesting to see if that comes into play today again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's my favorite kind, is that squirrely gameplay. And then, by all means, the pun was absolutely intended because you said trees. But it's still the same as far as, you know, them being just everywhere so quick. Again, as we mentioned yesterday, that's kind of our preferred playstyle, be the opener. But for me personally, I like to be the one to just run around like a crazy madman and try to do everything that I can. Obviously, it works sometimes, and it doesn't work others, because you could be the first down or you be the first one to break it out. So I love it. And Rust itself being one of my favorites, just in general, just because of how it plays. I mean, I really hope to see it, but also I'd like to see some of the maps maybe we didn't see yesterday. You know, Sakura would be prime real estate for my number 2, so maybe we can see that, get to see a little bit extra action. I love the design elements of it. It just looks really good to me. I think the designers did a really good job, so I would love to see that, but I guess we just kind of depends what they like to do. Everybody always has a map that they hate, and even though there's only 5 real maps to choose from, you know, there's a number 1 hated one out of all of them.
Yeah, it looked like Sakura was really getting bad, you know, treated badly yesterday. Like, everyone was just either insta-banning it or, you know, getting picked as a second ban. So we'll see if we can see Sakura today. Hopefully we do. I also like the design of the map. Gameplay, you know, it's debatable, but the design was really good. And at the end of the day, we are the casters, so we just want to see some, you know, some pretty looking gameplay, some good, nice frags. So we'll see how that one goes. The other map that I really like is Breeze. We only saw it once yesterday out of the 4 games, but I do hope to see Breeze again. It seemed like a map where, you know, there's many different ways to approach each bomb site because of that connector area. So I kind of want to see more on it as well. And it was also quite easy to get some clutches on there. At least, you know, it looks easy when you look at the pros. So I'm hoping to see some of that today as well.
Yeah, Breeze in their gameplay was I would say the most interesting, just because of the ability of them to just lob everything they have over all the buildings. And the thing that there were just super accurate with it too. And that was the most impressive part, was being able to see them being able to do that. And it looks like we are going to be out of luck, but also in luck, because we're going to have Rust and Breeze banned. But we're going to see Zone 9 yet again, seems to be a top favorite. And yay for me, Sakura is going to be in the mix, and Sandstone is the last one to go out. So we're going to see Zone 9 and Sakura. So unfortunately, no Breeze, but no Rust. But Zone 9, honestly, I think had some of the best gameplay we saw yesterday. Probably because we saw it the most. But and then we get the nice and beautiful Sakura to round it off for the end.
Yeah, Zone 9 so far has been picked in every single best of 2. Like, this is the 3rd time out of the 5 games that we see today, so it's definitely a map that, you know, the pro community loves. And yeah, we get Sakura, so I'm really eager to see that. You know, for the first time this minor, we're going to see Sakura. A map that really gets, like, no love is Sandstone. We haven't seen it once, and it seems like it's not even getting, like, insta-ban, but it's also not getting picked. It's just, like, this one, you know, odd one out that just everyone forgets about, and it's like, oh, it's the last ban. Because like yesterday as well, I think it was like always the last map to get banned. So yeah, I think it's a good map pool, as you said, on Zone 9. Because of that kind of multi-story gameplay, where there's, you know, on each bomb, on both bomb sides, there's like 2 different floors. In some places even it's like almost 3 floors. It's very interesting to watch, and I just like maps where it's not like, where the gameplay is not really only like lateral, but it's also vertical. So you have to like watch different angles. You have to watch not only around, but also up and down. And I think it just overall adds kind of more complexity to gameplay, which is, you know, fun to see.
Yeah, I agree. Having all those extra angles also makes things more interesting for the teams to be able to, for their movement. You know, they have 1 or 2, but in some areas 3 different areas where they could either jump out, slide over, go underground. It just makes for a more interesting time. And by all means, even though CT is looking real nice, and that's usually an advantage, having multiple angles definitely, I guess, evens the playing field to where they have to watch multiple angles, so it's not as easy where they can just, you know, post up, look 2 directions, and just wait for someone to pop out. So I think it just really makes for a more interesting time, and also for more interesting gameplay, and for everybody at home who wants to maybe learn special fancy routes around the map. This gives a good opportunity for everybody to, even if it's not the most loved map, you can actually have a leg up and be able to select it like we see today, and potentially give you the chance to take the win.
Yeah, most definitely. I kind of like Zone 9 as the finisher map. I don't know, like, seeing it as the first one is fine, but I feel like it's just a map where, you know, you can see the most comebacks and the most interesting gameplay on the second map, it being as you know, the second map in the best of 2. But we haven't really seen much, at least in this minor, from Sakura, so I'm expecting, you know, maybe to be the wild card here and then just see kind of how that one plays out. As it goes for the second game, I feel like we're watching Group A now, and I feel like Group A is harder than Group B. Like, just from what we saw yesterday, it seemed to me that, you know, Revile versus Absolute, both those teams just seemed like a little bit better than, you know, the teams that played in Group B. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially once we actually get to those finals. Again, those are going to be held on 25th and 26th. It's going to be interesting to see kind of, you know, which group takes the reign, which group is able to, you know, get to the finals and, you know, actually win. But, you know, we're still a long way away. No, long. What is it? What's it saying?
No, that was right. Yeah, a long way away from the finals. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a tongue
just as I wanted to say it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're only in the second day here. I think it will really start to get fun once you actually get to like day 4 or day 5, because that's where these teams, like, it's do or die pretty much. Here, you know, they can lose a game, they can have bad performance, and because it's a group, you know, they still have a chance to come back in the, you know, later stages of this group stage. But once it actually goes to pretty much elimination, like if you lose this game, you're out. If you win, you know, you go to the finals. I think that's where tensions are going to be the highest. And hopefully we see some Sandstone once we get to that, because I feel like from at least when I've played Sandstone, it seems like a map where, you know, when the tensions are high, it's just fun to watch and play.
Yeah, Sandstone definitely. Honestly, when I play just kind of casually, I seem to get Sandstone more often. I don't know why. It just seems to be what I get thrown into, and I don't know if it's because they're always open because nobody wants to play them, or are people just leaving when sandstone appears? I'm not totally sure why I'm always get thrown into those, but personally, I've been quite comfortable on it. Now, granted, that is me just playing in a casual sense, but not necessarily on a pro level of it. So there may be just full on legitimate reasons that, or it's perfectly fine. They just have their preferred other ones that they like, such as Zone 9. That's we've seen that every single time. So I mean, just there's preferences and overall, but maybe at some point we still have plenty more days to see all of the maps come about. I'd be finding it a little strange if we don't see at least sandstone at least once. Would be crazy all the way through, but we'll see. Maybe that's just one of those they're going to keep in their back pocket, and that's the guaranteed good map for what they're going to use for like the finals.
Yeah, I feel like Sandstone is one of the bigger maps. Like if you look at Zone 9, it is very like close together. It's very like action-packed. Like pretty much the T's and the CTs get to their, kind of dueling points in the matter of 5 to 10 seconds. It's like just very fast. When we saw yesterday, the gameplay was like within 30 seconds a lot of the time. If the T's didn't slow down, the round is already over or the bomb was planted. So whenever I play Sandstone, I feel like it's more of a chill map. Like kind of have to play slower. You kind of have to slowly take some areas and just move on slowly, as compared to like, let's say, Rust or what was the other Zone 9, where it's like just way faster, in my opinion. Breeze is like in the middle of this, I'd say. Like you can play it slow, you can also play it really fast because of the boost and because of the different ways how you can approach the map. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Zone 9 goes. And another thing that I kind of want to see today is some more sniper action, right? We kind of touched on this, off camera, but we like yesterday was fun, but we saw just like rifles, people either use the AK or one of these scoped rifles, right? But what is really fun to me, at least when I watch like first-person shooters, seeing those sniper clips. So maybe not on Zone, because again, it's very close range. So the closer range the map is, the harder it is to use a sniper. But on Sakura, there is yard on Sakura. There are many places where you can utilize and use the sniper properly because of those long range areas. So I'm really hoping to see some of that today, at least on Sakura.
Yeah, same. I mean, at least we're not being elitist for the or anything, but any sniper rifle actually would be great. And honestly, I think the scope rifles, the M16 and the AK, should be coming out a little bit more, just based on the long range capabilities on this one. But at least some sniper action. Again, we like the variety, but we also like the chaos as far as the quick scopes and being able to pop the corners. If the players are comfortable at that level, some players, they just like to stay in the keeping the longest corridor they can and staying down in the scope, in which case that's perfectly fine. But others, sometimes you got the craziness, the quick scopes, the jumping around the corners, and honestly, the smaller maps, which are the most chaotic, just don't really provide the safety and the economic means to use the sniper. We saw it yesterday once from Skill, from Reval Gaming, and so we saw it at least pop out once, but it wasn't in the best case scenario to use it. So today with Skora, that definitely opens up that opportunity.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll see. It also depends like on the roles, right? Like, some teams have a dedicated sniper role. Some teams opt to kind of remove that dedicated sniper role and just use a different, like, let's say have 2 or 3 entry fraggers. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how these teams kind of use or abuse the sniper. A lot of the time the sniper player really has to play like a completely different game just because of that one-shot capability. It's like a very high risk, high reward, gameplay. So if he buys a sniper, which is very expensive, he has to approach the game in a completely different manner rather than someone who has a rifle. He can just rush in, lose it. It's not that big of a deal because next round he can buy it again. If we look at actually the first matchup today, that's going to be Saints versus DeathOrGlory. It seems like DeathOrGlory, they do not have a dedicated sniper player. Like I'm looking at the kind of the team stats right here, and it seems like they have a support, they have 2 riflers, they have a captain, so an IGL or an in-game leader, and they also have an entry player. So pretty much their strategy, I think, from DeathOrGlory, we're going to see a lot of like fast takes, especially on the T side of things, just kind of fast entries, right? Like the entry is just gonna rush in, then the 2 riflers are usually the support, and you know, they have a dedicated support role as well, so maybe the riflers will be kind of more of lurkers, and then, you know, the IGL just calling shots, probably taking on the entry role as well. If we look at the other side of things, Saints, of the kind of card here, Saints, they actually don't even have like dedicated roles that much. It seems like they kind of choose their roles depending on the map. Like on some maps, you know, they might have one entry. On other ones, they might have like a different person that's entering. And even though it's, you know, bad for some reasons, because like if you have to play different roles, you can't really specialize and get really good in one of them. At the same time, I feel it's kind of smart. Like, let's say if someone is really good on let's say entering and picking off fights on Rust, but he just can't do it properly on, let's say, Breeze, why not, you know, rotate it around, switch it around, and just kind of adapt your gameplay to each map. So I think the first matchup that we're going to see, you know, anytime soon now, I'm getting some info that, you know, it's there's some technical difficulties, but we should be live, you know, sooner or later, so don't go anywhere. But in the first match, I think it's in the first best of two, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how kind of these two different approaches, the standard, you know, this is your role, you do this, and then the kind of more adaptive Saints way of playing is going to clash, and, you know, which one is going to come out on top.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that they can be more versatile as far as Saints go, as far, you know, bouncing around between the maps, or even if today's just not the good day, you know, they can do a hot swap in the middle and it's not going to really mess anything up. I mean, we have seen potentially some teams do that. You know, they like to keep it fresh, keep it rotation, in which case I think personally that's a great idea. If maybe zone 9, your entry fragger just cannot seem to get it, but someone else can, you know, it's just, I think having their precise people for different maps is a great idea. But like you said, that maybe it would just be good to have somebody like all the time to be the entry frag, because that is a specialized role to be able to have that crazy finger action to jump corners and be able to pop their way in, or be good at the jiggle peek, to be able to take it around corners, get the information without dying. As we saw yesterday multiple times, I think it was Dude on Revival. He was just on another level, jumping the openings, going back and forth, and his quick feet was able to keep him alive.
Yeah, we definitely saw some good movement coming in yesterday. Another thing that we touched on is the utility usage. Like, we saw some crazy grenade plays yesterday. Like, it seems like from the three utilities that you have available in Standoff, like smokes, flashes, and grenades are definitely the superior ones, because sure, the smokes are good. You know, you can throw, you know, smokes and then create new angles, and it creates, you know, it makes it easier to either entry sites, or actually if you're on the CD side, block off the site entries. The flashes are also good, but they don't seem, you know, that overpowered. That's probably the reason why they cost $100 less than their other utility counterparts. But if we look at grenades, like, we saw just them being used and abused yesterday, right? Like, we saw that crazy double in the highlights. If you are, you know, watching the stream for like 10-15 minutes, you saw the highlights as well. Or if you watched yesterday, you know. But in general, we saw many plays where someone threw a grenade, it took off like, you know, chunks of damage, like 50 HP off players. Like, to get, like, if it hit like 2 or 3 players, it took off like 100 or 150 HP, and that is so much, right? Like, in a game where everyone starts with 500 health points, if you can just take away 100 health points, like 1/5 of the team, just by one grenade, that is absolutely insane. That's $300 for a fifth of the damage. Anyways, we should be getting into the game. Finally, the lobby is fixed, everything is good, technical difficulties have been resolved, and we are ready to go. Saints versus DeathOrGlory, the first match of the best of 2 on Zone 9. May the better team win. Seems like Saints, they're going for that utility buy. DeathOrGlory, they also have a lot of utility, but we'll see how this kind of opens. Seems like both teams, they just want to start it off slow. They don't want to, you know, overdo it. They don't want to rush into things head first. They got to think first, then they'll take action.
Yeah, that's really big. And yesterday we saw a bit of the aggression where they were just running in, getting it done early. But definitely right now, looks like the ears are coming in handy. Able to hear them fall down. But yeah, it's just taking their time. There's no reason to jump in earlier than they need to. Although Star Fox here, oh, this is going to be an entire team. Just 4 versus 4. Or, well, maybe not. It's going to be 3. Pitcher now going down. Sid taking him out, getting some shots through the smoke. And only 3 left alive. Ooh, gonna be some nice clean headshots. Versus gonna get him take 1. Sid picking up 1 and 2 for himself. And even though, but the bomb was planted, so that's still good for side of DeathOrGlory. We're doing good with it, but Saints just able to pull it off right there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Saints starting off strong. I would say that these teams are kind of equally matched up, so we shouldn't see like crazy upsets of like, 10-2 or something like that. But I mean, Daz, he has some nice frags. Even though DeathOrGlory didn't win the round, it did seem like the individual skill and performance is definitely, on high level here. And we're seeing, what is it? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, they actually bought. That is interesting. Like, they have 3 Tech 9s and 1 smoke, so they have something planned. Sometimes in these eco rounds we see teams just going full eco, not buying anything really, or a flashbang. Here we see 3 Tech 9s, but now it's only 1 really. I don't know what happened to the other Tech 9, but I mean, 1 player already down, the second Tech 9 gone, and Saints, they are well aware everyone is on B side of things from them, so I mean, it's a 2v5 with pistols. Ooh, that is a good opener. But Yaxtu, he is stuck in a very tight position. They're hard to get back, and he does go down eventually. So Saints, doing what they should do. If you win the pistol, you are pretty much expected. You have like 90% chance to actually win the second round as well. So, they're doing what they should do. But now we're getting into the rifle rounds, and now is where the real fun begins. Now, because rifle rounds, there's more rifle rounds than pistol or eco rounds. So if you can win your rifles, you can win your game.
Pretty much, and it looks like they're with them having the ability to buy up. I mean, if Saints can continue to do what they do, they can easily break the economy for DeathOrGlory at this point and reset it yet again, which looks like that might be an option. 2 going down. Star Foxy just doing what he does. Looks like he's going to be one to definitely keep an eye on. He's doing really good. Here comes those grenades, trying to soften him up just a little bit. Damage dealt, but Pitcher and Grex able to go ahead and get the finisher. It's a 2-3. It's changed quite quickly. Star Fox and Sid being the only 2 left, although they do have the health advantage. Although Daz being really high on his, but his other teammates are just pretty much one shot. Grex there, if he stubs his toe, it's not going to be good. And it looks like that stub has come in. Going to be taken out. And same for Sid getting himself 1. And they're just going back and forth, taking it. Saints able to take the 3rd one, which yesterday seemed to be the one where you'd see normally come back because of the rifles. But as of today, looks like we're going to continue to see Saints take some more rounds.
Yeah, this is a very nice double 2-star double by Star Foxy, and I mean, the thing is, like, Saints, they can't just keep going here. Like, if you're on DeathOrGlory, you have to stop them because they already have 3 rounds, and look at the money situation. Like, they are doing really, really well. So, if they win another round, it's just going to be so much harder for DeathOrGlory to break their economy here. So, they're trying to do something here, but the problem is, the A side is really getting no love, and if you're on the side of DeathOrGlory, that's bad, because, everyone on the side of Saints is pretty much on B. Already 3 players there, the 4th one, the rotation's coming in. Oh, that nade, once again, we touched on this in the pre-show, like, the utilities are absolutely crazy in this game. Like, if you throw a good nade, it's over. It's pretty much over. This flash is coming in as well. I mean, DeathOrGlory, they're trying to do their best, but with kind of their gameplay of pushing in 1 by 1, it's not that hard for Saints to just eliminate them, 1 by 1. If you push 1 by 1, you're gonna get eliminated 1 by 1. And especially with them attacking the B bomb site 4 times in a row, it's just getting very hard for them to find any openers here.
Yeah, it is. And the problem with that is, with the 1 by 1, I mean, sure, they're still using something decent like the Tech 9, but as of right, this clip exactly is somebody keeps going to that corner, and they've done it twice, and it seems like Saints has picked up on that, and so that's just not going to work again. They got to switch up the gameplay. In general, you probably shouldn't do the exact same thing and expect kills more than 2 times. You hit it for the 3rd time, you're probably not going to do it again. It's probably going to be figured out at that point, so got to have some extra plans and extra changes in the bag just in case. To keep things fresh. But as of this round, maybe we see a change. We do see some decent buys, different inventory, and which is great. But Saints seems like they're just here and they're ready to play. It's now 2 out, at least 1 out right now. It's 4 versus 4 at this, or 3 versus 4 at this moment. So it's looking like it's going to be in their favor.
Yeah, Saints, they're really good at just not letting, not letting the rounds slip. Even when they were down in that 2v3, I think it was round 3, they're just able to kind of slowly, play on, just do their thing and, slowly win it out. And here, once again, it was a 4v4, but now Saints, they're just not letting DeathOrGlory get anything more than an opener. Like, there have been many rounds, I think even 3 maybe, where the DeathOrGlory get the first one, so it's a 4v5 situation, but Saints are just able to, slowly win out the mid and the late stages of the round. So, yeah, very, very solid performance from them once again. I feel like DeathOrGlory, they gotta start hitting that A-bomb side of A side of things, because like here, like B, they're just getting shut down. Like Saints just have better positioning. Seems like they are just, they know how to play the map better, at least, in this instance. So Picture, he's still gonna try to attempt what he can do, and oh, that's a kill you should get. He does not, and Sid gets Emperor as well, so this is gonna be 5 for Saints in a row. So far, nothing from DeathOrGlory. I mean, so far, it really screams death more than glory, but I'm sure with this tactical pause, it's a very smart decision. If you're down 5 rounds and you haven't even found an opener, it's smart to call this tactical pause. And we saw what happened yesterday. After Revile called that tactical pause, they were able to just win with no answer from Absolute. So we'll see how it goes for DeathOrGlory. Meanwhile, while we wait, here is a promo, guys. If you want a free skin, copy the code, screenshot it, whatever, write it down, and enter it in the game. And you should be able to get a free skin. At least that's what I'm being told. So, go get yourself a nice skin. Why would you not do that? It's literally free. Anyways, the game should start in the matter of 10 to 15 seconds here. Let's take a look at these clips of nice frags. Gentleman finds one through the smoke, rotates off, and this is the kill that would have changed the outcome of the round. But Inverness, he's holding steady, he's getting the frag there.
Yeah, and honestly, I agree with you. The A side, just as we can see, obviously from our mode, we can see everything, but it's not getting a whole lot of love. And even with their, I can't remember which player it was that went into B, died, and yet they still went back, got the bomb, and tried to enter B. And you already got the info. Your teammate died. Why would you continue to push B when you haven't even hit A? You know that they're expecting you over there. And don't be wrong, that might have been part of like the big brain play. Maybe like, hey, they think we're, not going B. We waited so long. But considering all you have hit is B, that's definitely kind of hard.
Oh, this angle, it might prove big. Yaxi is holding it, but they know, and Yaxi is not actually able to get the frag. They are so prepared. Star Foxy and Gentleman, just the duo you wanna see in that situation, taking him down. So now, I mean, they can't do anything, and it seems like one player on DeathOrGlory, he has left for some reason, probably some technical issues. So it seems like just everything is steamrolling in the direction of Saints. They're just getting these rounds, getting these openers, just pretty much getting everything here. And DeathOrGlory, yeah, it seems like they there's only Picture left. I'm not really sure what is happening here. Maybe some technical issues. Maybe they're in the same room and their Wi-Fi cut out or something. But it's 1v5 from now on.
Well, that would be kind of the big brain play, is if you were able to get to one location and have the instant communication. But unfortunately, if something like this may have happened, if the internet goes out, then the internet goes out for everybody. So I think that's where having some good backup plans come into play. Always have at least 2 sources. In some cases, in my past, I have my internet, but it always seems to go out at the worst possible time when you want it to. So I personally, when it comes to PCs, when it comes to streams, I like to have my phone chilling off to the side, plugged in with USB. If I need to turn on a hotspot instantly, at least there's something back and I'm ready to go. It may have just lagged out just a bit, but it's always ready to go in that type of a situation.
Yeah, I mean, you never, if you're in a hurry, you never want to let your computer or your phone know that. As soon as your phone or your computer finds out that you're in a hurry, it's gonna throw you a Windows update, it's gonna throw you some kind of update, something's gonna crash, something's gonna lag. Yeah, it never goes well. So
Yeah,
don't
let
know,
me reboot
maybe.
real quick. Oh, it's a major system update that's gonna do my entire version number difference. Yay!
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe that's what happened on the side of Death or Glory there. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we are kind of in the unknown here as well. But we'll get some technical confirmation anytime soon. But that's a pretty interesting first game. I mean, at least from the rounds that we saw there, it just seemed like Saints, they had all the answers that Death or Glory did not. Like they were just getting round after round after round, and like in some rounds, sure, it was a little bit close, like there were 2v3s, 2v2s, but at the end of the day, Saint just seemed like really, really good at actually closing it out. Kind of what we saw yesterday from Revile, in terms of getting round, in terms of, closing out the game, we saw from Saints in terms of closing out the rounds, because, even if they were down, they were just able to find their way back in and, just win out the round. So 6-0, I believe, was the score before, this technical pause, but we'll see kind of how that goes, where the best of two goes and what happens there.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that happens sometimes, and they'll get it figured out as far as the technical issues go, and we'll be able to see them come back. But again, as I mentioned, which was a surprise, he just kept going. Star Fox was really just ahead. He had already hit double digits by the time they'd hit 5 rounds, and I mean, man, he was just unstoppable. And he was just knowing where people were. I mean, don't get me wrong, we saw everybody else on the team doing their fair share, especially in that nice glitch spot that we kind of saw, or at least I say glitch, but jump spot to be able to have the angle. But yet, their flick times were just already there. They were expecting something, maybe even looking there. We didn't get to see their other POV of it, but you wouldn't expect it. But apparently, they were absolutely ready to go for it.
Yeah, most definitely. It seemed like they were just really, really well prepared. And we want to show the promo code once again. I don't know, some people are saying it's not working. Are you sure you're entering all the letters and all the numbers correctly? Because there's a lot, there are many, you can definitely like make one small mistake and you're like, well, it is not working. Well, try it, man. I think it should work. I haven't tested it myself, but it should work. Screenshot it, write it down or something so you can actually write it in the game. It goes by quite quickly. But yeah, Zone is a fun map to watch, but I feel like it's also a map where if you get rolling, if you get those rounds in a row, like momentum really carries on in Zone. We saw it yesterday when like Absolute was able to like string many rounds together, and then Revile just completely destroyed them and got 5 in a row and won out of the game. And it seems like the same is happening today as well, where the team that kind of picks up the momentum, that gets those 2 or even 3 rounds in a row, they're just able to just keep going. It's very, very hard to break that momentum.
It really is. And Saints were just on a roll. I mean, I think it's the first time we have seen a team just absolutely zero it out all the way through. And again, the zeroing out, right? I mean, it could be due to those technical difficulties. We did see at least one dip, or fall out as far as the technical difficulties, and then 3 in a row. So wherever they're at, internet's not doing the best. So they just gotta have to fix that and see if they can't bring it back and get everything done. And as far as what they're able to do, I mean, we still have 2 maps, and so can they be able to bring it back? Can they fix the internet issue? Because that's one of the biggest things, and that's one of the hardest things I think in mobile gaming ever is it's Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is kind of finicky sometimes. Sometimes it's your internet provider. Sometimes it's the actual device that's producing your internet, the router, the access point. So it just it happens sometimes.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I know my Wi-Fi is known for not really being the best, so I have secured myself with 3 different types of Wi-Fi. So, like, if that goes out, I can, get that one. Yeah, so I am locked, and still, I am often having like troubles. So, especially when you're at that, top level of competitive play. When you're playing literally in the minor among the 7 other best teams. If something like this happens, it's definitely not ideal. But it is what it is. You gotta fight on. You gotta see what you can do, no matter the circumstances.
Yeah, and fortunately for me, I've been able to upgrade my issues over the time, and so I don't have to worry about wired connections anymore. I went wireless as far as my internet itself, so I'm not having to worry about, hey, okay, well, somebody hit a line and there goes my internet. At least now it's at least three different sources at the exact same time. So it's definitely worth, like you said, this type of a play. You don't want those disconnects to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I am not at that stage yet where I can be comfortable and then chill with my net. Like, if I disappear at any point, if the screen here turns black, you guys know what happened. But yeah, hopefully that does not happen. At least, not in the first days of play. But yeah, what I'm hearing is that we might actually have a replay of the games. We'll see how that goes. But I do want to see Sakura because Sakura was promised in the map pick. It was picked as the second map we played, so I really hope to see that because Sakura just kind of visually is one of my favorite maps in Standoff too. So it would be really nice to actually see that.
Yeah, like the design of Sakura out of all of the maps, although Breeze still a close second for design and look and feel. Rust as a whole is just going to be my number one. I love the map, but as far as design goes, nothing against Rust. I like Rust for the gameplay, but Breeze is just beautiful, and Sakura is just a whole nother level. I hope that in the future, if there's any more maps in the works and designs, that they take inspiration as far as the amount of detail and color that they used on Breeze and Sakura. Sakura obviously having more, but Breeze definitely had that kind of high contrast color because of the kind of coastal area. The blues really pop. So hopefully that maybe something like that is in the works for the future. Definitely something that I think inspiration to be brought upon, and so that we can have more competitive maps with just more interesting looks and designs.
Yeah, most definitely. Like we only have like 5 maps really in the competitive map pool, and even though it's good in terms that the less maps you have, the more you can practice the ones that you do have, and the better, the higher level the gameplay is on those maps. At the same time, being someone that has played like competitive and has had like a map pool that you have to practice, I know how boring it gets, especially if you put in like 6-7 hours every single day. Like I know how boring it can get to just like practice and grind the same 4 or 5 maps like over and over
Oh
and
yeah.
over again. So yeah, it would be cool to see some more maps in the future, or just like a rotation of the map pool. But it is what it is. With time, I'm sure we'll get there. We are getting some confirmation that there are again some issues with the lobby, but they are getting fixed, and we should be getting into the game well sometime soon. Let's hope that Death or Glory, they've chosen Glory this time, because it seemed like in the first map they were more on the Death side rather than the Glory one. Like they lost those rounds, and
Yeah.
I just decided to not even decided. I think they're net cut out, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the second game. Like they've had ample time, to can just go over what went wrong, their strategies, their everything that they're going to do on the next map. So, I think once we come back, they might come back with vengeance as well.
Yeah, it definitely gives them a chance to go to the router, go to the AP, go ahead and get it reset. Make sure that you're connecting to the gigabit Wi-Fi. Definitely want to make sure you're getting the best possible connection. Get that ping the lowest so you can have the advantage to be able to be seen. But again, the advantage is always the ones who can do it first, which is also for another code. Guys, you want to make sure you get the code. Go ahead and get it. Put it in. There's more codes available. And so some of you guys we can see are, can't get it, or too many people. Here's another chance. So go ahead and grab that, screenshot it. Have your other device open. Start typing immediately, because even though that's not going to be our last code, I'm telling you to be prepared. Have your device ready. When we're in this intermission and also in game, they will pop up randomly, so be prepared.
Yeah, you gotta be quick, man. You gotta practice that reaction time. Like as soon as you see the code, you should be already typing. Just like with the one eye open, looking at the code, with the other one on the phone, just like typing it in. That should be the way that gets you the free skin actually. Because like if they gave the same skin to everyone, like come on, do you want to have the skin that only some people have? That were actually quick enough, or do you want a skin for free that you go in a game and everyone has it in the lobby? Like, come on, we know which one you want. So, just be quick. Again,
Yeah.
as you said, have that other device open, or just have the game open. And then as soon as you see on your phone the code, you just switch the game and you just type it in as quick as you can. May the quickest one win. But yeah, once again, for people just tuning into the stream, this is the second day of the minor. Here we have the bans. So we have Zone 9 and Sakura. We already saw Zone 9. Unfortunately, it was stopped early because the players on DeathOrGlory left the lobby. We don't know if it was technical issue. We don't know if it was some other decision made by them. But yeah, Zone 9, Saints were winning 6-0 when the game kind of ended abruptly. But now Sakura is the other map, and Sakura is a map that we both want to see, both because we didn't actually see it yesterday, and also because it's just visually very, very pleasing and aesthetic. So hopefully we do get to Sakura. Now, actually, Zone 9 was DeathOrGlory's pick, so it's going to be interesting to see, how they do on the Saints map pick. Now, here are the lineups for today. So at 2 p.m. Moscow time, we had the first game started, which was Saints vs. DeathOrGlory. This is still what we're watching today, and then the second game is going to start at 4.
Yeah, and these guys, they're ready to go. They're getting the lobby figured out. It's gonna be good. And hopefully the times for the second one isn't having to be pushed at any point. Just mainly for everybody's timing and everybody's sake for it, but due to the technical difficulties. But they do happen. Again, we were talking about Wi-Fi issues, things that can happen to make players fall out and make things happen. So it's the nature of the beast, but this is the definitive times that we have set. So if these are the teams you're ready and waiting, it should be around that time. Hopefully no more technical difficulties, and all can be fixed and ready to go so we can get into Zone 9 and then hopefully into Sakura to be able to check that out and see some beautiful gameplay for the first time here in the minors for Sakura to be able to make its showcase and debut. We still haven't seen Cobblestone yet. That debut will come at a later day. It could be later today for the second set of matches, but we'll find out then.
Yeah, Sandstone, it's a map that's fun to play, but I'm not quite sure how easy it is to play competitively, because whenever I played Sandstone, it seemed like there are so many different angles, especially on the B side of things, that, you have to check. There's many angles, it's just hard to play it competitively in my opinion. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that goes once the actual top 10, top 8 best teams in the world approach it.
Yeah, because with only a small set of pools of maps, definitely having the dates and times and the ability as far as the length of the team, especially if these players have played for a long period of time, all of these maps are going to be harder and harder as more people get that information and be able to play it. People become so used to it, they know where you're going to be, they know the corners, they can expect it. Similar again, that first set before the crash, we saw that one player continuously going to the one door, pretty much dead center map, going straight into it, trying not to be seen, but they just assumed it. And then, third time's the charm for the CT side. They throw in the grenades right at the feet, and kill was gained. Just, fool me once, shame on you, but, fool me twice. They weren't gonna let that happen.
Yeah, that's true. Like the grenades in general have been absolutely insane in both the games yesterday and also what we saw today. It just seems like if you know how to line up your nade and throw it properly, you're gonna do just so much chaos and just wreak so much damage.
Yeah, those things are just absolutely deadly, and it just seems like their blast radius is really nice. You really have to watch out for them. So these indoor maps definitely make it a lot harder and safer for the T side. Just because you don't have to worry about them coming from the sky and mortars raining down upon you like we saw in Breeze. You weren't safe on Breeze. It just once you plant the bomb, they know you're there. They just have their lineups so perfectly. It was really insane, honestly, to see. I've never seen such a team so coordinated with aerial strikes on a game where there's no aerial strikes.
Yeah, that is true. It seems like almost like just kind of nuke from other games where they just throw one and everyone dies. It's absolutely crazy what you can do with the grenade. Would love to see. What, I've seen like single grenades. I haven't really seen like teams kind of grouping up like 3 people together and throwing like 3 nades at once. I think if we see that, we might actually see some like crazy aces with them, because like with the amount of damage they're dealing and how far you can kind of throw them, like there's just so much room for improvement.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something that we could potentially see on Sakura. And definitely, I think we saw 2 grenades at once on Breeze on one retake on the A site. and it did plenty of damage. No deaths on that one, but at least it was a lot of damage dealt. And at least with Sakura, they have the open capabilities and some indoor in some of the areas that they can use their equipment for. But it's definitely an option. But the coordination is definitely something that would be crazy if you have your spot and all three just look different directions, throw and just call it good. It'd be beautiful.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I mean, we should be getting into that anytime soon. Now, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting, but it's like we have to wait for the players. It's not really. We can tell them just go join the lobby and it's done. You got to take your time, especially when
Yeah.
like you have some technical issues and you have to leave the first game. It's like, well, those issues have to get resolved, one way or another.
Yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate things that we definitely enjoy spending time with you. You guys are great, and I know you guys love us too. And you just it's a good time, but we know you're here for some guns a blazing glory, or death or glory. But unfortunately, we have to wait on the powers that be and them getting into the lobby and getting everything set up to make sure that those issues don't make sure that they don't happen again. That's kind of a huge thing that we don't want to see this continuously happening over and over for the same set of matches.
Yeah, and to resolve those issues, we will be going into a 5-minute pause here, but we should be back after that with the gameplay starting back up. See you guys after the break.
right, everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the little pause and break. We just had to, we had to get things a little bit smoothed out, a little bit better, making sure that the lobby is good again, making sure everybody's internet's plugged in, nothing's going to go wrong. We're going to knock on some wood and make sure nothing happens at all this time around. We're going to get everything reset back to zero and see what these teams can do on an even playing field.
Yeah, most definitely. It's good to be back again. Like, that first game was really going towards the direction of Saints. They had 6 rounds in a row, but due to some unforeseen technical issues, DeathOrGlory, they had to leave. So now we will see what happens once we get the game restarted. I mean, it was Zone 9, and Zone, as we talked about before, is really a map where momentum is pretty much not everything, but almost everything. If you get those 2, 3, 4 rounds in a row, it's just so hard to stop your momentum. So we'll see if once we get restarted, if DeathOrGlory are able to do the same thing, and just if Saints are actually able to do the same thing, or if DeathOrGlory they have something different to say today on this one.
Yeah, let's hope DeathOrGlory doesn't do the same exact thing. Because for you guys who are just tuning in, with the technical difficulties that we had to get everything restarted. DeathOrGlory wasn't doing the best. It was kind of 5-0, and everything was not going too swell. And again, may have been a part of the technical issues that then happened based on, we had some players disconnect. And so hopefully those are resolved. Hopefully more rounds can be won now that those issues have been resolved. So hopefully we're just waiting for the new lobby to get set up, be ready, and the team's joining in. So guys, we appreciate your understanding and patience for everything. It's absolutely appreciated on all of our sides. And we know that these teams want to come out and give the best they can. And it seems like DeathOrGlory just was not able to do that right off the bat. So hopefully, again, that is now resolved and we can get into this just like, we know we want to and you want to. And just waiting for them to give us that confirmation for us to be able to go in.
Yeah, once again, here are the times. It seems like the Group A match has been pushed down 1 hour just because of those technical difficulties. So we'll see. They're actually able to finish the best of 2, in enough time for the start. But finally, after waiting and waiting, we are here. We are back. It has restarted.
Yeah.
The game is back. So Zone 9, on Zone 9, DeathOrGlory versus Saints. We'll see what happens this time around.
Yep. Let's cross our fingers that everything's good. Make sure that the server's all warmed up. Make sure everybody's devices are ready. Wi-Fi has been reset. Now, DeathOrGlory, you have a unique ability to have a redo due to the issues. So now this is their chance to claim it and make it do the best. Right now, we've seen one on either side go down, and the biggest one, Star Fox. He was the one who was being the absolute biggest thorn in the side for DeathOrGlory. So I'm happy for them that he is now out, and they might have a good chance now that he's out of the mix to get in here and get this bomb planted. And they're doing what they probably should have done and go over to A.
Yeah, DeathOrGlory, at least they get the plant. Like, this is good. Now they can play on retake. Now, we've seen that retakes are very overpowered, but it's a new day. It's pistols. It's definitely harder to do a retake if you only have pistols. And well, look at that. Emperor, he's the only one left alive, but the time is low. So Emperor, he doesn't have to do a lot here. He just has to stay alive, which he does not. So the defuse should come in. And that is Saints on 1 again. Now, we saw this in the first time we played this match, a few minutes ago. But the thing is, Saints, they got a crazy lead, right? They got like 5-6 round lead, and then it was just over for DeathOrGlory. It would be amazing if DeathOrGlory are able to get, if not this eco round, because it seems like they're only going to have like 1 or 2 Tech 9s and a smoke, but if they're at least able to get the 3rd round, because most of the time, like, the team that wins the pistol normally wins the consecutive one as well. But on the 3rd one, once actually rifles are brought out and on both sides of the equation, I think it's possible for DeathOrGlory to do better than last time.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a way better chance for them to get everything back up and running. Although, look, I'm hoping everything can just, again, knock on some wood. Everything stay pretty good. But Saints is definitely not going to make this easy for him, especially with only pistols. And Sid just rocking it out. I mean, Star Fox, you know, was the top dog, but I mean, Sid is at 8. It took Star Fox 5 rounds to get to 10. And here we go. Sid getting 2 immediately, 3 and 4. Just on fire right now in these early games. Again, only 2 rounds have been won at this point. And Sid is almost double digits.
Yeah, Sid really showing up big time there. I mean, sure, you know, he's an eco-fragger, wasn't against like pretty much unarmored pistols, but at the same time, like, you need to get those rounds. So Sid, that was just clean. It looked really good. And now Saints moving into the first rifle round, and I mean, this is what they would do when they have a rifle. It doesn't matter, a pistol, an SMG, a rifle, they're just able to connect heads today. You know, they've been very, very, very consistent with that, and DeathOrGlory, they've kind of struggled to find their stride here, so let's see if they are able to actually do it here. Now, granted, it's going to be harder, especially with a 3v5 now. Seems like Saints, they are approaching the CD side almost as if it is the T side. You can see their confidence is high, you know, their spirits are high, and they're just ready. When they peek a corner, they are confident they will get the kill. And look at this, Sid takes a clean headshot, just the head straight off of Grex. Pushes further on the CD side. He keeps them coming, man. He wants to get those like 20 frags that we saw yesterday from names like Not Broken. So here's a drop in from Star Foxy, and that is Saints once again, just completely obliterating DeathOrGlory here.
Yeah, and now Sid 2 rounds earlier than Star Fox, now reaching double digits, and we are not over 3 on the side of DeathOrGlory. This is now the point where they definitely need to bring this back. You know, 3-0, not the best, but, you know, they still have a chance to bring this back. But, again, they've really got to figure out and take a site. And as much as it's probably not the best idea, but especially with the Tech 9s, and looks like we got a couple Deagles, you have to just plow into the site all at once, and this may be a good option for them. A is open technically. They're using it from using some extra angles. One going down, Daz, and X2 going down. And a pitcher as well. Star Fox is like, hey, Sid, what are you doing? You're taking my top spot. And now it's time to bring it back again. They did get the bomb planted, which is fantastic. But it looks like they're just going to be fighting for the ability to get those kills. And it really just seems like Saints have just got the crosshair placement today just perfectly on point.
Yeah,
what is also on point. Hang on, we got it. We got another one. Everybody in the chat, you have another chance. Another code on screen. Get it in. Get it redeemed. So you guys can have another chance. They're limited supply, so get the code in and get that in your inventory.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, if you want to get some free skins, you just gotta be quick. Again, I don't know, have a second device, you know, on the side, ready to type in those digits. But Saints, they are looking so good today, man. Like, it's not even that DeathOrGlory are playing poorly. Saints are just better in every single... See, like, in every single 1v1, in every single gun duel that we see, it's Saints just taking the upper hand. It seems like they're just winning off pure aim. Like, they are so confident. Normally on the CD side, you don't see the CD player just pushing in. You normally see them holding angles like Zerv is doing here. But, like, Saints, they are so aggressive here. They're just pushing up the B side. They're pushing up the...
Yeah, and they're just waiting, and you can see that they're trying to have more of a methodical approach to these bomb sites. And at this point, it just seems like it's just not going anywhere close to their favor. There's only one on the side of A, and they absolutely could be working on that, but it just seems like wherever they choose, Saints is ready to go. Sid has one in the sights. He knows they're there. He's letting the information be known. But wait, Emperor and Pitcher, Daz, one for each. This may be the turnaround. We've got it. Bomb is down. And it's all up to Gentleman. He's the last one. Can't he be the gentleman that we know that he can be and show these guys a good time? But unfortunately, I think he's just going to call it good. He's going to save it up. I mean, he's got plenty of goodies in his bag. He even has a Tech 9 that I'm pretty sure he stole. I'm not sure if he wants to really go that route. He might go for one for an exit. He may have an altercation coming here with Daz, but might be able to see. Oh, we got one. That's going to be Pitcher going down. They now have his location. Can the bomb explode in time? Keep him alive. There may be an altercation here, right here at the end. Yes, but he goes down.
That's not good.
That is
not good. I mean, it's still good that he got the frag, so at least, you know, some money is taken out of the hands of DeathOrGlory. But the thing is, DeathOrGlory, finally, they are showing up on the scoreboard. This is, I feel like Saints, you know, if you count both games together, they had 10 rounds in a row. And DeathOrGlory, finally, they're able to find one. And the thing is, like, sometimes you just need the one. A lot of the times, the first step is the hardest. So the fact that they are able to get the first round here might, you know, translate into them going on and keeping the streak. But not if Star Fox and Gentleman show up like this. I mean, they just get an instant double pretty much. It's been like 10 seconds in the round and already a 3v5. Now, Daz does know one position of a player here. Oh, and they're not expecting him. Gentleman, he's clueless. Daz, what is happening? He does get the headshot there. Oh, almost a headshot. Looked like a headshot. But yeah, that was an interesting frag. Anyways, Daz does get a frag, so that's a 3v. Seems like the B bomb site is once again under attack.
Yeah, DeathOrGlory, they are actually doing pretty good. They're actually coming from both sides, and Daz making his way through. He's broke through the center, and this may be the chance that they need. Although those grenades being extra deadly, Daz may have a good chance to get the surprise. Oh, and he does, getting the quick headshot and moving around. That might give him the chance to do a good pins, get the grenade. The bomb is now going down. Timer is set. Now they're getting into a better position. The 2-2, but Sid is still alive, and he's definitely not one to mess with. Same for Star Fox. These are probably the worst two people you could have left alive to go up against. But Daz, he's probably one of the only ones who could do this. He definitely has an opportunity, but looks like timing and RNG was not on his side. Going down, and the bomb is defused.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, just standard retake coming in there from Saints, you know, staying together, making sure that they are not allowing the T player to isolate his angles, and just, you know, a solid retake there. So Saints out to 5. It looks like that one round that DeathOrGlory got won't really be a spanner in the works here. Like, Saints, they're just ready. They are just ready to take this game for the second time, because again, this is the kind of rematch of the first game that unfortunately ended abruptly due to some technical issues. But yeah, let's see what DeathOrGlory are able to do here. I mean, they still have pretty good weapons here. Like, sure, Grex and Picture are only on Tech 9s, but they have full util. They have AKs to their names. There's one MP5, so they should be able to at least get some openers. And they really love the B side of things, don't they? It seems like they just go B side like 80% of the time. And I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, it's not really working out the best for them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if they go A. But for the time being, you know, if Beam's bomb side is under attack, it seems like Saints are just able to retake it and win it out time and time again. Now, this one might be harder. Players are smoked off. Oh, but that Inverness, that was crazy. Good flashbang. He just pushes through the smoke, gets the frag. Now, Emperor, he's holding a very close angle here, but that does not matter. Everyone on side of Saint just moves in. They do not lose a single player in this. And, you know, they just take it 6-1 now.
You know, and one of the things with A that personally I think would be better for them is that the B side, you have 2 levels that you have to worry about. Where A, yes, there is the long underground where, you know, you can hop up on top of the Humvee and be able to see across with a scoped weapon, which Saints really loves, because half the team has scoped weapons, the other half does not. But that at least gives you more cover. Even though it's one straight shot, you can at least have cover and get your way in, use your utilities to give you that advantage. Where B, it's just, I think there's too much going on, and they have the scoped weapons chilling in B, and so they're all up at the top in a corridor at the smallest corner, the smallest angle, and they're just keeping it locked down. So I think at that point they really need to switch it up.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, they need to do something here. Like, you know, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But here, it seems like it's pretty broken, man. Like, they are doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is just hitting that B side of things. But it isn't really working out for the better here. I mean, Saints, they're just very confident on the B bomb side of things. So yeah, they could have, maybe go for a B fake. I think that could work out great because so far they've hit the B side every time they went there. Oh, but there might be some overconfidence. Now, they do get the frag, but now it's an equal exchange of frags here. And even though it's a 2v3, this is one of the closest rounds that we've seen so far. So if DeathOrGlory are able to actually get the bomb plant, it might be big. But Sid, he's just so good today. Just spams through the smoke, grabs the frag, looking for the second one, and gets the headshot. Yaxtu, there's nothing he can do against that. Sid, look at that, 17 to 2 to 2. Like, what can you do? What can you do against that, man? What can you do against someone who has like 8.5 KD? Imagine playing against a team where there's a player that for every time you kill him, he kills you 8.5 times. Like, that's insane. Like, there's just not much you can do. And Sid, he's just almost single-handedly just carrying Saints' victory here. But it's not like the other players on the side of Saints even have to try, right? Like, Deserve, he can just take a chill pill, be ready to show up on the second map, because Sid, he's just the man of the match here.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, Sid is just rocking it. And, everybody has a good day. Everybody has good games. But this seems to be one of Sid's just absolute best games. I mean, at first, it was Star Fox. He was the one who was just rocking everything out before the technical difficulties came through. And I guess he's taking a back seat now. And Sid is doing the exact same thing. And so Star Fox is, by all means, no slouch. He is number 2. But it just wasn't happening in his favor for this second time around, where it was the first time. So the fact that there's multiple players on the side of Saints that is able to do this, oh, now that is going to be big. Sid is down, but with Sid being down, is that just going to allow Star Fox to have his limelight now, or is this actually finally going to be what DeathOrGlory needed? Now it's 2 to 3, but Inverness is super low, and just one little tap needs to happen. But here comes Star Fox doing his thing. It's gonna get taken out, but it's a 2 to 1, and I think this may be because there's only 10 HP left here for Inverness. No, it looks like they're able to take it. Getting taken down, and the defuse will be commencing and taken care of. And that's gonna give another point onto the board, 8 to 1.
Yeah, that's halftime, and I mean, so far, Saints just are looking so dominant. Now, granted, things might change a little bit once we switch to that CD side, but at the end of the day, Saints, they only need like 2 more rounds to actually close out this game. And again, because this is a best of 2, every single round is so much more important. If it was a best of 3, then you're kind of allowed to have that one map that just goes completely wrong. You can even lose 0 to 10. It doesn't matter. You go on to the next map, win it, and then you win the third. But here, if you have like such a bad loss, like it's probably, again, not gonna make any Caster's Curse predictions, but this is probably gonna end like 10 to 2 or 10 to 3 here. And if that, with that round balance going to the second game, DeathOrGlory, they do not only have to win the second game, then they have to win by a landslide, right? So it's just going to be so hard for DeathOrGlory here. The best thing that they could do is honestly just try to get as many rounds as possible. They don't even need to have to try to like win here. They just need some rounds. They desperately need some rounds just so that comeback is a little bit more possible once you get onto the second map.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge, because with the round balance, this isn't a best of 3 where you can just let it go. Like, this one be the one that, you lose, and then you go to the second one, you can take the third, and, take the win. Unfortunately, this is all about what you do and perform. It's those rounds you can win. It's how good you are at taking this and going forward and just taking it and running with the points. But unfortunately, the way it's going, which is a lot better. It's a 1v1 finally. This could be the turnaround. It could just be from, CT side, giving them the extra advantage. Emperor going to be able to get the defuse. And that's going to go on to DeathOrGlory, so giving them a good chance. It may have just been that they are not as proficient at, going into these bomb sites and getting it secured now that they're the ones being able to stay and just easily set up and defend. Maybe that's something they need. And a beautiful 3-piece, or well, I guess it's 2 technically, with some assistance with it from this team. But overall, I mean, they're like getting into the bomb site, like at least hold it down and not have to worry about, getting in there and really taking them out and, having to go with the worry of where they are. They've already pre-set up. So maybe this is the turn they need.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, it was Sid that got taken down that 1v1 as well. So that is even more important here. It seems like Saints, they are just going to attack the B bomb site. It is really getting all the love here today. On what is that, Sid? He might have lost the 1v1, but he somehow gets a double kill with a pistol. But I mean, DeathOrGlory, they just have the superior weapons here, so they should be able to close it out. The time is not running low. There's still a lot of time for retakes. And I mean, with them already being on bomb site, there's only really 2 entrances that they need to watch and that they need to care about. And I mean, there is some damage coming in, but they know the location of Star Foxy. The defuse should be coming in any second. Oh, but what is that? Star Foxy gets one, but I don't think he's able to get the defuser. Yeah, the defuse is coming in.
Oh,
and DeathOrGlory, they are slowly starting to come back here.
Yeah, that was actually impressive, being able to just get to the defuse portion, that bubble, and be able to hang out in the smoke, keep it at your bubble as small as possible, and still be able to get that defuse at the last possible second before potential death. So they did a really good job at that. It seems like maybe defense is better than their offense, which that's why we have the swap. Makes it a lot easier to figure out as far as what people's best abilities are, but you're still going up against the same teams, and if their ability to aim is still better than yours, then that's definitely a thing. Fortunately for them, and it seems like they're doing a really good job at taking out Sid and Star Fox, they were sitting at, 15 and 19 before they died, so they definitely want to get those 2 out of the way. And so this is definitely more possible, especially with Emperor. He seems to be the one that's kind of activated at this point. And the other 2 on the side of Saints are low as far as Avernus and Deserve. So that may make it a lot easier, but it's definitely not. Gentleman being the one to come in, he had the most health. And it looks like that's how that's going to go, is Saints going to be able to pick it up because they are able to really just nail in their crosshairs.
Yeah, Saints, they don't want to let DeathOrGlory get too far ahead here. Again, because this is a best of 2 round, balances everything. So they understand that it's not about like, oh, we only need 1 more round. It's fine. We can give them a little bit, just kind of fool around and try out even different strategies. They need to close it out because they do not want to give DeathOrGlory any advantage once it actually comes to the second map of things. So Saints, I mean, they have the superior buy here. DeathOrGlory, they're really just kind of scrapping by. They're, a very scrappy buy. FAMAS, shotgun, an MP7, 2 MP7s, and an M16. So they are looking like the favors here. But once again, this is a CD-sided map. But Sid, he's just been insane today and deserved the second man to come in with support. There is nothing DeathOrGlory can do. Just a straight shutout, 0-5 in this round. And Saints, yeah, they take it home, 10-3. And I mean, fair play to them. Sid coming in with a 20 bomb. That is not something you see a lot. Also, Star Foxy, getting those frags, doing everything that he needs to do to actually win. So just an absolutely one-sided game coming in from Saints. And I mean, fair enough. They really were the better team in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely were. And we definitely saw in these earlier rounds on the flip, it looked like it was going to go. It really did. But unfortunately, they really dominated it on the CT side, and that's just what happens. I mean, they knew exactly where to be on the B site, and just unfortunately they didn't change it up enough on the side of DeathOrGlory, or at least enough on that where they eventually did end up going to A, which I thought would be kind of a better option for them, but it just seemed like Saints kind of really just had the answer to everything.
Yeah, it definitely did seem so. Like there were some rounds where they lost a little bit, like you can see in the highlights. But most of the time, they just had the better aim, man. Like they were taking peaks. Sid was very confident in this game, just pushing in. We saw many rounds where Sid, just does that. Like what can you do when Sid is on this level of performance? Look, he's on the CD side and he just keeps on pushing with the scoped weapon. That is not something you see a lot. But when you do see it, the player doing it is good, because that is no easy feat to accomplish. And Saints, getting that early lead once again. DeathOrGlory, they did, get some rounds here and there, but at the end of the day, Saints simply looked like the better team. And it's going to be hard for me to you know, see a different outcome in the second game, simply because of how good Saints showed up in the first game, individually and also as a team.
Yeah, and it's just that individual skill is huge, but the fact that you had multiple of them, because I mean, even Gentleman, he wasn't necessarily the top dog, but we saw it, especially in the later stages. You know, Gentleman was doing pretty good. I mean, he wasn't again just being the flashiest person, but it still allowed him to do good, deserve, still holding his own, and so they were able to really do what they needed to, and ultimately that able to get them the victory. And hopefully DeathOrGlory can pick it up a little bit, you know, learn from this experience, learn how Saints play. The next map is going to be to Sakura, and so we're going to be seeing that coming in very soon, which I'm excited, or I guess we're both really excited to see Sakura coming into the play, into the mix. We might be able to see some different gameplay, although Saints rocketed out really nice with having 3 scoped weapons versus, and then 2 for the regular here on zone. But going into Scarp, hopefully and maybe we see some sniper action, maybe some action. I know everybody loves that. See people in the chat talking about the it'd be great to see that coming about, because it does require skill. Snipers are not the cheapest thing in the world to spend your money on, and you get 1 bullet, although it's a really good bullet if you hit it. That's kind of the biggest thing, is making sure that shot counts.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, like, I really want to see Sakura, and we talked about it. I feel like Sakura, at least when I play it, it's like a map where I can utilize the or any kind of sniper rifle for that reason the best, because of those long range areas. So I am really hoping that, you know, that comes into play. Now, granted, both of these teams, when you look at their roles, we talked about this in the pre-show, they don't have a dedicated sniper player, right? Like, they have riflers, they have entries, they have IGLs, but they do not have a dedicated role for a sniper. So, you know, it might be a little bit of you know, long shot to expect a lot of sniper or a lot of gameplay going on there, but at the same time, you know, a little bit is possible here. And yeah, so the first leg of this best of 2 was a 1-0, very, very confident 1-0 coming in from Saints. But now there is a chance to change all of it, because Saints or DeathOrGlory, this is the best of 2, and this is the second map, Sakura. We've arrived in the beautiful Japan, and let's see how they're actually able to play this one out.
Yeah, and I think this was definitely going to give us a little bit more interesting gameplay. Although, with all the tight twists and turns and the multi-level that there is, ooh, Dad's going to get some good information. Although, you know, it still has openness as far as the roofs go, so we can still potentially have those mortars coming down from the skies from the grenades. But ooh,
Look at that.
wait, can that be seen, or is that just on our side?
Hold
Oh
on,
no!
hold
And he
on.
goes in for the knife. Wait. He got a headshot with his karambit. I love it.
Yeah, you can
nothing
do that.
like that is a beautiful accuracy, just going straight for the head. And
if you're a pro, you can do that. Don't worry about it. But there you go. This is a very close pistol round, actually. Like a 2v2. Oh, and it's a 1v2, but Sid, he is the one playing in the 1v2. And I mean, we saw some crazy stuff from Sid in the first game. So I mean, this looks more like a 2v2 almost, you know, with the skill of Sid, but he's gonna get caught off guard there. Picture, good timing, good positioning, and he just gets the frag there. So a different story here unfolding on Sakura. Now again, this was Saints map pick, so Saints are doing really good on Zone 9. Seems like DeathOrGlory, they have something else to say on Saints map pick here on Sakura.
yeah, this is definitely might be a nice turn of events. Let's just hope that all these MP5s do their work, which they definitely should, and give them a nice upper hand, bring it up. Because again, they didn't have very many rounds on the first one, so having 2 right off the bat would be absolutely fantastic. Ooh, the deserving Star Foxy going to go ahead and pick off 1. Don't know if they're going to be able to secure the grab for the weapon or not, but they at least making it a 4-5. It looks like they're going to go and be running together. Oh, and
man?
Here we go again with the knife. Come on. Got to get a little extra revenge coming on. A little stab, and making it a 4-4. And it's now down to retake. So we're going to see if they can make their way in. Sid Trying to go as slow as he can, but wait, Star Fox needs to be ready and is not. Those MP5s are really hard to go up against when it comes to pistols. Deserve getting himself one, and it looks like it's just not going to happen. It's 2 to 3, but maybe some exits, but it looks like exits are going to be on the side of DeathOrGlory. Potentially, if Deserve can hang out and jiggle back and forth. Oh, and he goes down just mere seconds before being able to keep the MP5.
Yeah, and there you go, DeathOrGlory. They've gotten 2 in a row, and I mean, this is the first rifle round, so Saints on their own map pick, they should be able to do it. Now, once again, what you are able to do is type in this code. If you are quick enough, it should work, and you should be able to get a free skin. The reason why it flies past so quickly is because, you know, only selected people who are quick enough will be able to get the skin. So, you know, that's a nice promo there. We do drop them ever so often, probably like once or twice a game. But here we go, the first real rifle round of this game. Star Foxy, he has spotted 2. He knows the info because there's 2 nades. He throws one back. Is that going to be enough? He does go for the aggressive peek there, and his teammate is supporting him on the backup there. So, you know, even if it goes down, they should be able to get the refrag. But the thing is, they already lost 1 player. DeathOrGlory, they just seem so confident on the T side of Sakura here, and it seems like they're going to go for the A bomb site hit once again, but the bomb is not even there. So Saints have kind of, you know, given it away a little bit. You know, they're probably going to play on the retakes here. But the thing is, like, the bomb is not even down yet. Oh, and that's a big frag by Star Foxy. That's exactly what they need.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things, although we're seeing a little bit of trades back and forth, 3 to 3. Let's see if they can hold it down. Bomb is still chilling and hanging out in the middle and seeing which direction they want to go. A looks to be where they're slowly moving back to, at least maybe getting some distance. If they do go to A, they're going to have to deal with Deserve, which has been just holding strong. And it looks like A is going to be the place coming in. Potentially, we're just waiting for that to come through, and they're going to be coming out, putting some smokes to give some ground cover. But they may not have expected Deserve. He's coming straight in. Smoke is out. Going to go for the fake. Waiting for them to pop out. Going for it. Gets 1. They don't see him. 2. And coming from the side. Inverness picking up the last 1. And they're able to get the defuse to bring it up to 1 for them.
Yeah, so Saints, they maybe didn't have the best start to this game. I mean, they lost the pistol, and, you know, most of the time you also lose the consecutive one if you lose the pistol, but they are able to close out the first rifle round. And I mean, the rifle rounds are what really matter, because if you can win your rifle rounds, you're gonna win the game. There are more rifle rounds than ecos or pistols or everything else that there is combined. So Saints, you know, they're holding on steady. I think they were down like 4 to 5 or even 3 to 5 in this round as well. So just shows that even if they're down, again, they have that kind of experience and that fighting spirit to just keep going and you know, push for actually winning the round.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm really excited. I see Grex there hanging out with the FAL, so I'm excited to see it. See what he can do with it. Be some good gunplay for something we haven't necessarily seen the most of. We saw a little bit of it yesterday. But I'll definitely say definitely not enough. So maybe he can get some action with it. They're trying to get some good setups here. Bomb is making its way around, potentially into the backside of B. Maybe where they want to go. Just kind of all depends on what they're able to do. Looks like there may be some convergence coming soon. They're super, super close. Rex might be able to make it through. Maybe not. Looks like Deserve. They might be coming into contact. There it is. Greg's coming in with Pitcher to take down Inverness. So now it's just leaving 1 left. Never mind. Sid going down. So the B side is now completely open. Gentleman up to a 1v3. Can he take B back for the team?
Yeah, Gentleman, he was showing a big time in the first game for Saints. Like, when Saints needed him the most, he was able to do a lot. But in this 1v3, seems like Grex, he's just ready to, you know, hold that angle, just get that frag. And that is exactly what's going to happen here, because DeathOrGlory, they've been doing so good on Sakura. This is not what you expected to see at all. I mean, Zone 9, it was Saints map pick. Sorry, it was DeathOrGlory's map pick. They were just not able to provide. But once we actually get to Sakura, which funnily enough is Saints mapping. On the T side, nevertheless, DeathOrGlory, they're just able to combine these rounds together. And even after losing the first rifle, they're able to get the second. And look what that has done to the economy of Saints. There's only pistols, 2 Desert Eagles in the FS. Like, what can you do long range? Of course you're going to go down. So DeathOrGlory, potentially looking at 4 rounds here. Oh, with Inverness, that might have been big, but not able to connect quickly enough. Sid, we've seen what he's capable of, but with that USB to his name, and that being the only thing to his name, we'll see. We'll see how capable he is with that. I mean, Saints, they might start talking about just getting exit frags already here. It's a 3v4 with pistols only. I mean, there's not really any reason to save, but what they could do is maybe, try to kill one player on an exit frag, and then you take the weapon, and so they have to spend less money. But what is that? Gentlemen, Star Foxy, they come in both with wallbang headshots. What a crazy outcome to this round. And now a 3v2. I mean, this is entirely possible to do. The aim is not there, and Sid, he's able to get a frag as well. So Saints completing the impossible retake there. 3v4 with pistols, and they do that. That is absolutely insane. Star Foxy is going to get the fuse here, and that is Saints on 2. Oh, this is bad. If you're on DeathOrGlory, you do not want to be losing this round. This is going to impact your mental faculties a lot.
Yeah, they were able to take a pistol round, the biggest eco, and turn that around. That is absolutely big. And now they're able to buy up. They have everything that they really want at this point. So now DeathOrGlory with basically a halfway broken. They got some Tech 9s, but they're going to have to go up against a full, ready to go, kitted Saints. And that is, well, we've seen it a couple times. Not an easy thing to do. So this is definitely going to be I would say, the first real official, full, no holding back round for DeathOrGlory. And this is going to be kind of the make or break here to see if they can do that, or if we're just going to see, now that Saints have made it here, it's going to be a repeat.
Yeah, I mean, even though Saints are in the lead here, I feel like, even though DeathOrGlory are in the lead here, I feel like, that last round just kind of turned out for the worst for them, and it's just gonna, mentally gonna be a bit hard to come back from that. But I mean, they are doing fine. Like, you can lose, especially if you play in this high of a level of competition. Like, you are kind of used to this. You've seen pretty much everything. Even if you're one of the newer teams in the competitive gameplay, you've probably still been playing the game for a long time. And oh, yeah, actually almost able to get the frag there. Star Foxy not going down quite yet, but he's low, and with his teammate peeking out, Gentleman is going to go down as well. So we are down to a 2v4 here. Now, DeathOrGlory, it doesn't look that promising, but Star Foxy is very low, right? Like, one bullet and he goes down, and Daz, he seems to be aware of his positioning. Yeah, there you go. Star Foxy, just nothing he can do there. So now a 2v3, and the bomb is being dropped. A side is not really being heavily guarded by Saints. Oh, and look at that Daz. He gets the frag on Inverness as well. So A side, only one player there to deserve. He has to go big here. If he goes down, so 1v2. And even though Sid is backstabbing, it's gonna take a while for him to actually arrive. So it seems like DeathOrGlory will be able to get the bomb plant here, at least in dying seconds, unless they go down. Now the bomb is going down. He just has to plant Emperor. He has to plant first, and then he can try to do anything else. But with kind of not the best movement positioning there, he goes down. So Saints, they're up to 3. They are looking to get back what they lost. And the thing is, this is off of round balance, right? So if Saints get one more round, they've won. This is the thing about best of 2s. Like, that's why every round is so important, because Saints won 10-3 on the first map, Zone 9. They've done enough here. Like, they only need one more round, and they've won, because their round balance will be better. So pretty much DeathOrGlory, they are playing match point every single round here. They have to win 7 uncontested rounds in a row, or they're out. That is such a high task, such a tall order for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, they're really trying to keep it in. Rex being the only one left. He's got a pistol. It's definitely not looking too good. No, there's just a pile of bodies, and they're just eating up all that they can. So they don't have to spend the extra money, which is exactly what they should be doing. But this is not looking too good for the side of DeathOrGlory, really just in general. I mean, because again, like I said, the round balance is a really huge thing now. It would still be good if they could still take the win, because I think that would still help them out. But you still got to be able to, take the full blown win plus the rounds in a best of two. So it really matters at this point. And I mean, I'm happy to see that they're at least able to keep it close, because if they can still get the rounds and still maybe take it, I mean, as much as Saints is going to get even more rounds if they can keep it close, that still means that they can compete against them. It just may have just been so 9 wasn't what they should have picked.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you lose, especially in the early stages of the groups here, even if you lose, it's still really important to get as many rounds, as much rounds as you can, because it's probably going to be very close once we go to the end of the group stages, in day 5 and day 6, and it might just be round balance that wins you that, that ticket to the finals or not. So, even if you're in this situation where technically you have lost the fight, you haven't lost the war. You just need to keep going. You need to get those rounds, because they're going to come of a very high importance once we actually get to, the end of the group stage, where two teams might have the same amount of wins and losses, might have the same amount of points, but ultimately the team that's going to advance is going to be the one with the better round balance. So yeah, DeathOrGlory, even though they're out of this best of two, definitely not out of the competition, and so they need to keep fighting on here. And I mean, they are doing good, right? Like, they planted the bomb, it's a 4v4, but oh, that angle is so tight there, and Daz actually goes for a crazy double there. We did not catch it, but I'm sure it was insane. And Gentleman is able to respond, but it seems like Saints are not going to be able to complete this round. So 1v3, Deserve has to do so much, eats a grenade right to his face, and yeah, he understands, it's just smarter to save here. He might have 10 kills to his name, he might have and be rocking that crazy 2.5 KD, but in this situation, would have been better to save. Unfortunately, not able to Daz. He is well aware of the possible whereabouts of Deserve there, so he goes down. Once again, an equal scoreline. DeathOrGlory, even though they've lost this game, they keep fighting on because they know how important those rounds are.
Yeah, and again, I'm really happy to see that they're able to keep this momentum with them, that they are able to stay with Saints, because the first map, it just was not going very well, and then technical difficulties happen, and which was probably in their favor. They definitely got more rounds than I definitely think they would have, as far as what happened with the technical difficulties. So I'm happy that they were able to bring it back and figure that part out and get a couple of rounds. But as of now, I think they finally got warmed up. The connections are staying steady, and they're able to do this. And right now, it's looking pretty good. There's 32 going down. Although Sid has something to say, he's going to equal it. Although he's going to go down to a 2v1, but not before throwing some bullets down their way. It's a 2v3, make that a 2v2. Those grenades are nasty, but looks like Emperor and Yax is going to be able to come through here and clean that up. And looks like they're going to be going into the flip and see if maybe they can do a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd say in the second game, like, it's definitely way closer than on the first one. The first one was just a complete shutout coming in from Saints, and interestingly enough, that was not Saints map pick, but now on Saints own map pick, they don't seem as confident, but the thing is, like, they don't have to be. They've already won just off of round balance, right? So everything that they get here is just a bonus. It's just gonna add to their positive round balance they already have, and so, they don't really have to try that hard. On the other side of things, DeathOrGlory, even though they've lost the best of two in terms of round balance, they desperately need those rounds, because they're going to become very important once we again get into later stages of this group. So the pistol usually means a lot, because it's not only the pistol, it's actually the second one as well. Like, if you can get the pistol 90% of the time, you're going to win the second round, right? Like, you're going to have SMGs or even rifles in the best case, and the opponents, well, most of the time, if you lose the pistol, you can only really buy like a Tech 9 or just go full, dry eco. So yeah, the pistol round is always very important, and it seems like both teams know it, because while they're taking it slow, they just do not want to make a single mistake here.
Yeah, and mistakes are potentially an option, but DeathOrGlory chilling at 5 versus 4. It again, seeing them in the lead anyways is absolutely great. And so even if they can just hold it, I would be happy with that, because again, they finally found their mojo. A little bit late, but totally fine. And now with Saints on pistols, this should be again an even playing field. Again, they have them as well. But you gotta watch out for those grenades, because those things can soften you up pretty quickly, and it looks like that is what's happening Star Fox getting taken out. Gentleman doing that again. And then it looks like Emperor bringing that grenade as well. Again, you gotta watch out for those, especially these early rounds. They do so much damage. And it looks like they're gonna be able to slide up in here and get that defuse.
Yeah, those defuses are coming in quick. DeathOrGlory, they are able to get the pistol. I mean, that's good. That's definitely good. But Saints, we've seen what they can do, right? Like, we've seen their gameplay so far. So even though they only have pistols to their name, I wouldn't really completely discredit them and say that, we're going to see a 7-4 scoreline here. And seems like Saints, they kind of think the same because they are at least buying up utilities, so they have some kind of an idea where they want to take this round. They have 2 smokes, 2 flashes. That's more than enough to open up a bomb site most of the time. On the other side of things, we can see 4 MP7s and an M16, so, definitely the better bot weaponry on DeathOrGlory. But look how fast Saints are approaching this round. They're almost already on the bomb site, and they're just going to go straight for it. This is close range. This is not ideal if you're on the side of DeathOrGlory, and this is what happens when it's close range. Those pistols can be deadly, but look at that. Okay, never mind. Saints, they did get some good openers, but I mean, once again, if you have an SMG or even a rifle, you can just hold down the trigger, spray down 2 or 3 players, so no difficulties in that department.
No, definitely not. And it seems like maybe DeathOrGlory is just not the best aggressor. Being able to be on the defense and keeping the bomb sites nice and safe may just be where their strong suit is. And although that just means they only have to get 1 or 2, 3, which honestly they did good with 5, being able to get those up on the T side. And so being able to do that, looks like they found their place in the world, and I'm happy to see that they're able to do that. And looks like Daz is going absolutely bonkers, getting 3 for himself, getting help from Sid, but unfortunately getting taken out. It looks like Sid may be here to save the day again. Probably not, considering he's dead. It's all up to Gentleman.
Yeah, Gentleman has been good in these clutches. Maybe not even in clutching it, but in terms of just like getting some damage in. But of course, as soon as you say that, the caster's curse, it always kicks in. So Gentleman goes down without even a single damage point being inflicted there. And so, DeathOrGlory, they are looking very solid here. I mean, look at this coming in from Daz. It's smoked, he spots one, boom, takes him down. Keeps on pushing, gets a crazy shot there. And then the third, right on the head. What can you do against that? Daz just completely shuts everyone down. So Saints, again, they have won because of that 1 round balance. Like, it's honestly a shame to see how good DeathOrGlory are playing on Saints mapping because of their Zone 9 performance. If only they were able to get like 1 or even 2 more rounds on Zone 9, we'd be looking at a completely different scenario here where they are winning, if they keep going like this and they get 2 more rounds. But because of that performance on Zone 9, this is going to be very, very close here.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a shame that unfortunately we're not going to be able to see them officially take the win, but looks like they're on a good path to actually still take the win for the map. Just overall, they're just not going to have the numbers for the round balance. I mean, if they hold it right here, again, they're still not going to win, but this would look really, really good for them. And again, being that this is a group stage and there's many, many more days for all this, still help, look really good. But overall, I think they just got to do is the best they can. In which case, it looks like their best is doing pretty good. It is a 3v3 though right now, so it's still anybody's game. And bomb looks like A is going to be where they want to go. They're gonna have to deal with the Emperor, and looks like we might be able to see some behind the back stuff from Pitcher. Emperor does go down, but again, Pitcher getting the headshot on Sid, which is fantastic. But Star Fox is ready. Now down to a 1v2. Reserve Star Fox all up against Daz, which, I mean, if he's got that big energy like we just saw, it's definitely going to be a good game for him. He might be able to take it and rack them up to game match point of 9, and that's going to be 1. He's got to get out of the way. He now knows he's from behind. Got the reload in. Grenades coming in. That might be... Nope, nothing enough. He's going to go for the fake defuse. Pop him. No, he's got the grenade. Is it going to do enough? He's got to go for it. Got to go for it.
He doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have a kit, but Does go down. Oh, that was
Oh,
such an interesting play there. Wow. Death or Glory. They are still on 8, but Saints playing it perfectly. I mean, that was very risky to actually peek Daz there because, he was off the bomb. He was ready to take the shot there. But thing is, Saints, they did not know that he didn't have the kit. So, the 8-second defuse time is coming in if you have not bought the kit. And so, even though that looked really, really close, Saints are able to secure that 2v1, not let it slip. Very, very nice try by Daz. Like, he was just jumping around there. I have kind of no idea how he stayed alive there in some situations, but I guess that, movement just proving why it's so important to actually have good movement in this game. But yeah, Saints, they're getting their 5th, so looks like they do not want to let Death or Glory off the hook just yet. They just, want to keep on fighting, or maybe even go for the win. Like, even though they've already even though they've already won the best of 2, they still want to get some nice rounds here. They still want to extend their round balance lead here.
yeah, definitely. And at this point, looks like we've slowed down just a bit. Bomb is still not made a decision where it wants to go. A should be technically the better option. It looks like it is moving kind of down the backside and moving inside. But they still have a chance, if they're going to go through mid here and go to A, but they're going to have to contend with Yaxdu. Or if they're going to go over to B, they, could have a good option for that. I mean, there are 3 players over there, but it definitely has an option to potentially work out. But Yaxdu is going to be the one to be taken out. A is going to be where they want to go. Pitcher is there. Going to try and help out. Taking out Gentleman. But Emperor trying to come over and help. They're going to have to deal with Inverness. And he's going to be able to take out 2. He's holding out pretty nicely. And so now it's all up to 2 players left. Pitcher and Daz. Be able to take on the 4 players of Saints.
Yeah, this is a 1v3. And this is a 1v2 that I'd say is kind of doable, right? Like, Sid is low. Star Foxy is not low, but, he hasn't been having the best game yet. It's not a bad one, but, like, Picture, he definitely has, some capabilities that we've seen so far. And it would be overall just a very nice clutch here to kind of finish it off for Death or Glory and not let Saints kind of make the comeback here. So, Picture, he is going to spot one move in. Oh, but that is unlucky. He just gets sandwiched. Not even quite able to connect to the kill there. And then, from the other side of the map, just coming in, the other player taking him down. So, Saints, they're showing us why, some people refer to them as the best. Them and Revile are often coming up in discussions about the best team in Standoff too. And I mean, here, it shows, right? Like, when they are down, like 4-8, they're still able to just, piece together these rounds, even when it doesn't even technically matter in this best of 2 anymore, because they've already won just off of that round balance. They're still keeping the fighting spirit, they're still mastering their craft here. And so Saints up on 6, Death or Glory, they gotta finish off this game soon.
Yeah, they do. They've got to be able to bring it back a little bit because, I mean, as of right now, they're still 2 ahead as far as for Death or Glory, but it's not looking too great. It's looking to be only 1 round difference. And the part that really is not good, depending on who goes down, there's only two players with kits right now that could, even with a plant, that could really go up in there and get the defuse on. And so, unfortunately, as we're seeing, 1 by 1, they're getting knocked out. And leaving it up to 2, Zaktu and Daz, last 2. And although Daz, here we go, taking out Star Fox, but unfortunately, Sid coming through and finish him off. And so that's only going to be up to 1.
Yeah, this is like an impossible 1v4. And I mean, we saw an impossible 1v2 yesterday on Breeze, where there was just, 1 pistol on low HP against like 2 rifles, and he was able to clutch it. But this just screams too much, right? Like, Yaxtu, he's left alone. He's probably looking for weapons here. Probably here's the Deserve, or actually Gentleman here, because Gentleman's making a lot of noise. But at the same time, Yaxtu only has an FS, so like it's just gonna be hard for him to find any frags here. If he does, he's gonna be able to take the weapon, but making noise here, so probably his position is revealed, and yeah, he's just gonna get pushed. Oh, they're not actually able to kill him yet.
Wait a
Is the
minute.
time gonna run out? The nades are getting thrown, but he does survive. But was it really worth it? I mean, he now has an FS instead of like an USP, but Well, he's still going to buy an M16, so I feel like he could have just went for the frag there, try to take at least one weapon out of the hands of Saints. But nevertheless, Saints are pushing closer, etching closer with every single round. Now it's almost equal here, and Saints, once again, they've picked up the momentum.
Yeah, they definitely have, and it looks like they may be bringing it back to an 8-8 scoreline. Is all they have to do is do this one more time, and right now, Saints are looking at a full buy. They've got everything they need. They have everything they could possibly want. And now it's again going up a fully kitted Saints team is really not the best thing to be doing. I mean, it happens by all means because they can save the money, but yeah, this is not what I would consider a easy contender to go up against. You want to make sure you can try and break their economy as much as possible because they're going to do that. They're very comfortable with their scoped weapons. They're very comfortable with their M16s, and then seems very comfortable with their AKs. So no matter what route you go, you want to make sure to keep them as broken as possible, so you don't have to worry about as many of these rounds.
Yeah, most definitely. I do agree with that sentiment. And I mean, Saints, they've been doing really good in these last couple of rounds. And I mean, again, it just impresses me that they keep on trying to get rounds, even when they've again won off round balance. Because, for the people just tuning into the stream, maybe this is the best of two. So round balance is everything, man. And I mean, Saints, they don't care. They know that they've won. They're like, you know what? Let's just keep pushing. Like, why not, gentlemen? Gets an opener. Wallbang headshot kill. Oh, but that is very good position. Very good movement. Switching his position quickly, so it's harder to take him down. He does run out of bullets. Oh, and he might get overwhelmed here. Not able to connect the USP frag, so Star Foxy gonna take him down now. 2v4 situation. Grex and Emperor, the only ones left alive. Now it's all down to Emperor. He's close to the action. Is he ready to close out the round? It's a 1v4. His position is known. He has to retreat here. Almost no money. He literally has $0 to his name. So yeah, save call is definitely the better one. But it just hurts. It just hurts to save in these situations because you've lost 4 rounds in a row. And like, if you have to save, you only really technically have like 3 more chances, to go to actually close out this game.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. Oh no, that was what really hurts right there at the end. Headshot, wall bang. It's one of those. Do you make sure you can get some exit frags and save, or should you just hang out in the corner? And I think the corner may have been the better option. Ooh, that definitely hurts, especially with that money of $0. Yeah, that kind of sucks. They're gonna have to go full eco this time, and without any potential rifles whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They are taking a tactical pause. DeathOrGlory, they've lost, I believe, 4 or even 5 rounds in a row. So, there's definitely some issues, some things they need to talk about. But look at this. Daz, even though DeathOrGlory are, on a losing streak in terms of rounds, Daz has been playing absolutely insane in today's game. And I mean, on the other side of things, we see Zerv and Star Foxy playing well. Interestingly enough, Sid, the guy that was dropping 20 bomb on the first map, is not even, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard in terms of his points and his score. So, DeathOrGlory, they definitely have some very good individual players, but it seems like they simply have a problem with like team play. Like when you watch them play, it seems like the clips are nice, right? Like the aim is crisp. They are good individually, but where they kind of fall short a little bit is the team play. And I mean, the team play wins the games. Individual skill wins rounds, but the team play wins the games. So picture going down here is not going to be the best for DeathOrGlory. A shotgun in the play as well, an MP7 and Desert Eagle and an FS. Like, this is just going to be hard for them. Now, he does upgrade to a Deagle, so now kind of has that close range, long range combo here. He can hold long range angles like this, but he can also, shoot someone close with the shotgun, which might actually be unexpected because if you see someone shooting, you're like, okay, I'll just push him. You probably can't do much close range, but then if you bust out the shotgun, yeah, this might fool them if they come his direction. Unfortunately, they do not. Seems like Saints, they're kind of opting for more of an A site play, but the bomb is interesting enough moving towards B. So honestly, they're just keeping their options open here.
Yeah, and at this point, that's probably what they should be doing, making sure that they get where they can, because if they continue to make all the commotion, ooh, and another beautiful grenade for Saints. Unfortunately, that's going to happen, but they definitely need to be able to be as squirrely as they can. Emperor and Pitcher Daz, and able to get 2 kills each, but Daz going down to the wall, at least making it seem a little bit nicer. Still got a Deagle out and still got that shoddy. but may be able to. Wait a minute. Nope. Okay, he died. Yep. I was like, like it looked like it said he died, but he didn't fall over just yet. It's like wasn't really sure what happened there, but yeah, it's all up to Emperor with a shotty, hanging out with his good friend Rock, and trying to make sure if anybody leaves, he can get him out. And oh no, quick headshot, wall bang.
I have no idea where that came from, but that looked really painful. Like that's not the way you wanna leave this round. And Saints,
Look,
like once again, we see these crazy comebacks, right? Like it's
yeah,
9-8. They've gone like 5 in a row. But what you can get is a free skin. Here's the promo code again. You have to go quick. You know it doesn't work if you spend an hour typing it in. I'm sure a lot of you are quick and are not getting the skin, but that's why you need to be quicker. You know you need to catch up to kind of Usain Bolt speeds here to actually get the skin. But again, it's free, so can't really complain about free stuff, can you? So go and get yourself a skin if you want to. But Death or Glory here, they've been on just a dry spell here, 5 rounds in a row where just nothing really goes their way. And on the other hand of things, Saints just picking up crazy momentum, only 1 round away from actually closing out the game that looked like they've lost.
yeah, it very well may be. I mean, by all means, this is still a victory for them comparatively from the last one. They're all the way up to 8 on the score. It's not too bad considering what we've seen. So I'm really happy with their performance on this map, but as far as the dry spell, it's not looking too great. And grenades are coming in, damage is being dealt, and everybody's getting softened up just a little bit. And so we're gonna see who and how they can keep going. Gentleman, again, the one he's been doing absolutely nuts this time around, 14 kills, and really it's just having that good kill set from across the board. Because look, Daz is at 20, Emperor's at 16. And the closest one next to that is 10 for pitcher. And it looks like it's just going to keep going. And unfortunately, comes to an end where it's going to be 10 for the side of Saints. Again, impressive that they were able to, figure out that problem that they were having and probably use that tactical pause to their advantage as well, to be able to figure out, hey, let's see what we can do differently. Even though that, Death or Glory was doing an absolute great job at keeping the lead, but just right there at the end, the nerves, stress, internet connection, who knows what it was. But unfortunately, they were just losing round after round after round. And ultimately, Saints winning it out with 2-0 for the rounds.
Yeah, Saints, they just looked so good today. Like, Death or Glory, they definitely had a fighting chance. Like, again, from what we've seen, they really have good individual performances. Like, we saw Daz, we saw many players that were just able to, in those rounds, just get, like, those doubles or triples, as, we're going to see in the highlights right about now. But the problem was, it seemed like they were just, their individual play was up to par, but their team play was not. And that's kind of, what wins games again, is the team play. So Saints definitely, they just had the better strats. Right, like they had the better strategies, they had the better team play. They were always, they had this thing where they always can refrag. If one player went down, someone from his team already was, always ready to refrag. So yeah, just overall a very, very solid performance by Saints here. We're definitely going to be happy about it as well. A 2-0 shutout here, and a lot of rounds coming in to their positive round balance. Like look at this, like Daz. Yes, this is absolutely amazing. A crazy triple, probably the best play of this match so far. But once again, once it comes to those final moments, when it comes to that team play, it just didn't go his way. It just didn't go Death or Glory's way.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they just found a spot, and there was just a hill they could not get over. But Saints, and that is where some of that experience and dedication comes into play. That was honestly just really amazing to see Saints do that. I mean, we thought, well, maybe they, something happened. Sid just was not doing, everything that he needed to. But as I was mentioning right there at the very end, there was 3 other players, including Starfox, that was doing really good. But 2 of the other players on the team bringing it up and had, having double digits and above 15. And so they're able to just really do good and kind of bring that up. So even though the team play doesn't seem to be as probably where it should be together, crossing each other's angles, making sure everybody's back is kept. But at least the team can pick up some slack if, say, maybe the star player Sid is not up to par, that the other ones can kind of pick that up and keep moving.
Yeah, most definitely, and I feel like if you have a a team play issue, it's just easier to fix than if you have individual skill issue. It just takes less time, but they'll definitely need to take some time off to rethink what happened in the best of two today here, if you're on the side of Death or Glory. But the second match that's gonna come up any second here is gonna be this one. Now it's gonna be a very good one. It should come, it says in 10 to 11 minutes, so we should be seeing this best of two as well. We don't really know yet, which maps we're going to see, but that map pick should come into play anytime soon. Again, this is going to be Group B. We just watched Group A. Now, I'd say Group A, again, is kind of the harder group to play, in my opinion, because there's also Revile, Dual Clan winners, and also Absolute. But on the Group B, I feel like on Group B, there's kind of more wiggle room. Teams can kind of, maybe even get those playoffs easier. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But we'll start with Group B after a short little break here, so around 5 minutes, guys, and then we should be back with the gameplay. If we're not, we'll see, but we should be there. Anyways, we'll take a 5-minute pause and see you after the break.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back after that short little break. And everything's looking like it's going really, really good, really nice. We're on route. We have just a couple minutes left before everything should be good to go. Hopefully there's no more technical difficulties to sort out, but I'm excited. We got some new teams coming in.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I mean, we're going to see HorizoN against Lycoris, and, you know, both of these teams are good, but there's definitely one that stands out a little bit more, you know, like HorizoN. They definitely have the accolades. They took the second place in LAN. They've just been really, really good for a long time. I believe they were like the best team in Standoff 2 for a span of 11 months. So that is no easy feat to do. And then the other side of things, we have Lycoris. Like, they're maybe not as accomplished, you know, they're trying to be, but, you know, sometimes the underdogs can surprise the team that thinks, you know, we already won before the game has even started. So we'll see how that one goes. But definitely, whatever happens, a action-packed best of 2 should be ahead of us.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. HorizoN just being the monsters that they are, but the fact that Lycoris was able to still get 5th place though in the LAN, or for that, I mean, it's not too bad, right? You know, in the majors, 5th place, by all means, against these titans that we've been seeing that are some of just the best of the best. And the fact that this team itself was only created mere months at the end of 2022, I mean, you really can't complain with 5th place. And so they're working their way here, although, you know, RNG just may not be on their side going against HorizoN. But again, we're still talking round balance here in the best of 2. So these guys are just really need to hold strong, get those rounds. Again, they might just go 2-0 today, which is an absolute possibility. But they can still pick up those rounds and still be able to stay in with those rounds, so they can pick up and hold under their belt, because that's going to help later on.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, there are some very good news, at least to me. I always like seeing those sniper plays. You know, we talked about that. We talked about quite some times. And, you know, the AWM is definitely a weapon that I like to see a lot. And Envy from HorizoN is actually showed and said that his preferred weapon of play is the AWM. And so I really hope to see that, you know, come into play on the maps. But we actually have to see the map picks, because again, like the AVM, the viability of the AWM and also of any sniper rifle really comes down to which map you're playing. You know, let's say on Rust, it's just going to be hard to use it. But on maps like Sandstone, for example, or especially Sakura, you can definitely use, abuse, and utilize the AWM, the sniper. So let's see how that goes. No Rust and no Breeze. Zone 9 once again, and Sakura. So we're seeing a mirror of the first 2 maps that were played in the first best of 2. So Zone 9 and Sakura once again. Zone 9 as the opener, and then Sakura as the closer once again. Now no Sandstone. Seems like Rust is getting banned twice. I don't know if that's a hate thing or something, but yeah, Rust is gonna get banned twice. Like... But I would assume that just like Sandstone is the final ban. So no Sandstone in the picture yet. We haven't actually seen any of it, and this is what will be the 7th and 8th game of this minor. So far it seems like teams just do not like to play Sandstone, but what they do like to play is Zone 9. We're going to be seeing Zone 9 for the 4th time out of the 8 maps that we see in the first 2 days. Zone 9 comes in the picture 4 times. So, you know, it just shows how much kind of the pro scene loves Zone 9. And it's interesting to see that nobody ever bans it. So it's like a thing where, you know, both teams are confident that they can play really good on it.
Yeah, and I love how Sandstone has just so much hate that they banned something else twice. They're like, we don't even want a chance to say that we don't want it. We just don't want it that bad. It's just, come on, we got to give it some love. Come on, guys, throw us the curveball, or throw the other team the curveball. Throw some Sandstone in there, because clearly nobody practices it, because nobody wants to play it. But hey, we've got Sakura again, and we've got Zone 9, which Zone 9 really showcases the chaotic mess that it is. That really keeps the players on their toes. Sakura, we got to see, you know, just moments ago, and it really changed the gameplay between the 2 teams. It was a lot slower, a lot more methodical thinking, and a lot more directions that, you know, could be done, going across buildings, going underneath, going just into the giant open area. So there's a lot of options that were available to them, but unfortunately, it just came down to the mix here at the last one. It came close, but no dice for the 2-0. So maybe with Sakura, we see a little bit differently this time around. We might be able to see a little bit more aggression. I would love to see that come out now that we have a dedicated person who absolutely prefers it.
Yeah, most definitely. Like Sakura, I think on Sakura we will definitely see a AWM, getting played, getting used in some of those rounds, and we'll see how it goes on Zone 9. Like from what we've seen so far in this minor, seems like Zone 9 is really a map where you can just rush in, have those high impact, like high action rifles, you just rush in, take a pick, take 2 picks, plant a bomb, then go for the retake, and so on and so forth. And actually, I'd say especially on the B bomb side of things on Zone 9, it's just so good to have like an SMG as well, because it's close range. There's many different angles, so you can kind of just run a gun and spray people down. So we'll see what happens on Zone 9. I'd expect the same old, but here it is. HorizoN versus Lycoris. Once again, HorizoN kind of being the favorites here, just in terms of their previous performances and kind of their reputation that they've established in the Standoff 2 competitive scene. Lycoris, though, they're maybe not the oldest of teams. They're quite recently established, actually, but that doesn't mean that they're worse. That doesn't mean that they don't have the fighting power. I mean, they've made it to the minor. They're among top 8 teams that made it to the minor. So I'm sure that they can show something, and what better way to find out if they can than to head straight into the game. There you go, Lycoris versus HorizoN on Zone 9, the favorite map in the Standoff 2 competitive scene. Let's see what they are capable of.
Yep, starting off, it's only pistols. Everybody has the exact same chance. Looks like everybody's bought up quite nicely, honestly, for HorizoN. They definitely are thinking that they're going to be doing a lot better work. A lot of grenades flying through, and 1 death already. Payback and paycheck. Looks like nobody's getting their cash today. Both of them are already out, leaving it down to a 3v5. And Flaffy already super low. Not a whole lot he can do either. So really kind of like a 2.2 versus 5.
Yeah, this one's gonna be hard, especially with the bomb ticking down here. Like it's just gonna be so much to do. And on that B bomb side of things, it's quite hard to retake just because of that kind of many different layers of the map. You can be up, you can be down, and I mean that's a good attempt. But once again, no time. Really, just no time. Zeiss there, he wanted to get that knife kill on camera. He wanted to, show off to the stream his skins and his skills. But not yet. We did see some nice knife kills and knife rounds before. Once again, here is the promo code to get some skins in the game. You got to be really fast, but you can definitely get some skins if you are. So, keep a second device open or just be ready to type it in whenever we give out these promo codes. Other than that, Lycoris, I mean, they didn't win the pistol, and with them being the underdogs in this matchup, I mean, they gotta bounce back fast. The sooner the better, because once again, when you're playing off of round difference, when it's best of 2, every single round matters, and if you're playing against a better team, you just need to get those early rounds in to have a fighting chance.
Yeah, and right now HorizoN's looking real nice. FAL's looking real nice. I'm really enjoying the extra play they're going to be seeing. It looks like they're going to be doing a pretty good job. I mean, payback, paycheck, yet again going out the exact same time. Both from the AK and FAL having a good time. And looks like Necro is going to be able to take them both out.
Yep, so HorizoN up to 2, doing what they should do when, you're playing against, like, literally pistols. You should be able to win the round. HorizoN know it. HorizoN can do it. So they win the second. Now, we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the game, right? We're getting into the rifle rounds, and this is where the fun begins. Because the pistols, even though they're fun to watch, they don't really mean that much. But the rifle rounds mean everything here. And so, we can see a full buy on HorizoN. The utility buy isn't really the greatest on the side of Lycoris, but I mean, it's also not the worst, it's alright. So, we'll see what they're able to do. Envy, once again, very quick action here, just pushing in. Oh, he's just with his knife out. He doesn't care. Look at this. He's so confident. Nobody's holding these angles. He's just pushing in. Now, finally, he does receive some damage here, but still not going down. So now 3v3. And oh, what a clip there by RevialGG.
Wow.
Just headshot after headshot coming in. So now a 2v3. Lycoris looking at a retake here. And HorizoN, they're just, putting in the work and now accelerating. It's going to be hard to retake in a 2v3. RevialGG is holding the angle that any second now Flaffy will peek. And I mean, Flaffy, he did spot a player. but he was not able to win out the gunfight. So now 1v3, and with Swaps, I'd say his name is probably Sweeps. I'll go for it. I'll guess it. But Sweeps, he's on 0 cash here. So, 0 cash, 0 frags. Isn't really that awe-inspiring to go for the clutch. So he's just going to kind of save it. Just, go probably in the corner here. See if he can maybe get some exit frags, something like that. But probably not anything more.
Yeah, it looks like that's just where it's going to be. Save the weapon, be able to keep the cash. But, I mean, honestly, it looks like there's just like almost a bank heist coming in from HorizoN. Paycheck and Payday both getting dropped 3 times in a row at the exact same time. I mean, it's just a bad time. But, I mean, it's HorizoN. I mean, these guys are some of the, if not just the best long-standing people. Being able to just continuously bring in some of the highest ranking plays in the game, and secondarily, again, being able to bring in the biggest amount of cash in the biggest amount of tournaments. I mean, it's not going to be easy for them. And honestly, for Zone 9, it's not a good map when you got these guys that just have the accuracy that we're seeing in the aggression.
And I mean, what makes it worse for Lycoris is the fact that they are on the CD side. And I'd say that Zone 9 is quite a CD-sided map. So like HorizoN, they are accelerating on the worst side to be in. So it's just going to be so much harder to do anything once they switch to the T side if they're not able to get some rounds, string together some rounds here. And I mean, they're doing better. It's a 4v4 now instead of a 2v3, but if you look at the weapons, it just doesn't scream good or even decent. Like there's just, it's just not good, man. So they're going to go down 2v3 now. Now Fluffy, he does have an AK that he has picked up, and he's probably going to go for save there. I mean, they kind of need it. Like they have the money, but at the same time they don't really. Like they're probably able to buy like a rifle with Kevlar, not really any utility, and you need that utility to stop those early HorizoN pushes, right? Because what HorizoN has been doing on the T side, they're not really, been the slow players. They haven't really been like, oh, let's scout out which side we can pick. They just pick a side, they rush in, and, they get the bomb down. So you definitely need some utility, especially some smokes and flashes to kind of keep, HorizoN players off of the horizon, if you may, and, just, keep them not on the bomb side for a while. But yeah, Lycoris, they're going to fully buy now because of that save call. And we'll see what they're able to do. HorizoN, they just look like they want to extend the lead and just, finish off the map quickly.
Yeah, it definitely does. Currently sitting at a 4-0, and Lycoris not looking too good. I mean, if they can do this, they now have full buys, full everything. This is going to be really the best case scenario to go up against HorizoN, all at the same time being the worst case scenario, considering that they have all the full buys too. So, will this be good? Will it be bad? I'm trying to get any possible angle here.
Yeah, they're really just looking to get, like, any advantage that they can here. Like, anything would help, but, like, look at this. HorizoN, they're playing it very smart. They are not even, like, attacking the A or B bomb site yet. They're switching up their playstyle so Lycoris can't adjust. Lycoris was really used to those quick pushes, but now HorizoN, they're taking it slowly. They're taking it, one step at a time. And I mean, we'll see how that works out. Fluffy is holding a good angle, Jiggle picking it as well. Oh, but his position is exposed. The flash comes in. He is almost able to get the double there. That would have been really big for him, but unfortunately for him, only a 1-for-1 trade. Now the big nade comes in. That's what they need. That payback shows up big time with a double. That nade and rifle, just fragging out in style. But the thing is, HorizoN, they're still not stopped. They are getting on the B bomb side of things. They're most likely going to be able to plan, but it's only Envy. So 1v3 is not really the best situation. But Envy, I mean, he's been doing good so far. And so he does get one, but just gets overwhelmed, sandwiched. Payback with a huge round here. Getting a triple, I believe. Could even be a quad kill. And that is Lycoris getting their first on the scoreboard here. With 9 more to come, it's going to be a tough task. But I mean, at least they've gotten the first. It's oftentimes the hardest one to get.
Yeah, they finally just broke it off. They've gotten the link in the chain. It's now out, and so HorizoN, I mean, they've still got plenty of money. They haven't broken them just yet, but mentality-wise, Lycoris is definitely going to be feeling a lot better about it now, and so this definitely can help them out. Although, Svap is not looking too good as far as not having everything he possibly can, but see, you don't need all that stuff. I mean, look at him. He's just like, I'm just going to go ahead and get me one. You know, I have the least amount of stuff. You know, I mean, he could possibly take it back and go grab it, but he probably is going to stay on the safe side, not. But, I mean, right now they have the advantage early, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to keep it. It's up to them to be able to get those crosshairs right where it needs to be and be able to take them out.
Yeah, I mean, exactly as you said, you know, getting into that round, maybe it isn't that good on the scoreboard, you know, it's only one round, but it definitely helps with the mental, like, just after getting this round, in the next round of play, in the 6th round of play, we can see 2 Lycoris players just kind of pushing up, you know, taking the aggressive peaks and, you know, eventually getting that one frag off of very aggressive peak. So it definitely, you know, inspired some confidence in them. It definitely bred some confidence. And so it's looking way better, right? Like it's a 4v5 now, you know, in favor of Lycoris. And they kind of have both bomb sites on control here. So HorizoN, they're taking it slow once again. Seems like they have completely switched up their early style of gameplay to just push in and get the bomb down. Here, they're kind of just looking to see what they can do, what openers they can get. But Payback, there is not going to let them get any kind of openers. Gets a double in this round and, oh, might even be able to get a triple. He's completely flashed off and eventually goes down. But, you know, refrag comes in, so now a 2v4. And with the B bomb site being under attack, there are 4 CD players being ready to pounce and ready to just take those heads there. So it's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard to do much for them here, but at least they get the bomb plant. The smoke is there, so that will delay the retake as well. So we'll see, you know, how much of delay that causes and how good that is for HorizoN. Like, they just have to play off the defuse, but there are defuse kits, so even, you know, if they hear the sound, they have to peek quickly. Ooh, but the enemy getting a crucial frag. So the final player is left alive, not anymore. Carousel does go down, so a nice defuse coming in from Lycoris. They're slowly making the comeback that they desperately need, because HorizoN, they were 4 rounds up. 4 unanswered rounds up on the T side of Zone 9, the harder side to play on. So yeah, Lycoris, they're doing exactly what they need to do here to not be out of this game just yet.
Yeah, and they've not broken them entirely, but, you know, we are seeing an FAL come out. We are going to see just AKs, you know, a little bit cheaper options. But for the most part, you know, they're doing what they need to do. I think if they could do it this time, they could break them just about all the way. It may not be like, you know, 100% break, but that definitely would at least make them have to go down to potentially pistols to save the extra cash and be able to get to a tie. This is a very crucial point to keep those rounds close together. And honestly, they've got everything that they could possibly want. So it's definitely a good chance for them, but it all depends if they can get the crosshair placements where they need to be, and if HorizoN makes a mistake. Right now, they are taking their time, which may work. I mean, they had the aggression in the early rounds, which is definitely good when it comes to pistols. But maybe they need to step it up just a little bit, you know, change it up.
Yeah, I feel like they just need to do what worked first, right? Like in the first 4 rounds, they got all of them pretty much just like spamming, you know, the push key, just like rushing in, you know, getting the bomb down and, you know, winning the round. So kind of seems like they've lost both of the rounds where they take a slower approach to the game. So it's going to be interesting to see if they kind of recognize that and what they do with that information. Now, it seems like they are going to go for quite a faster push here. All 5 players moving towards the A bomb side of things. And oh yeah, this is great. They sandwich the A side players and there is no entry back in. Payback getting smoked off. So all that he can really do in this situation is just wait. And look at that. Carousel gets a headshot through the smoke there, I believe. So sweeps. He's going to be the only one left alive, just retreating back to the B bomb side. Probably going to look for some exit frags, but that's exactly what HorizoN needed to kind of, you know, get their confidence back. And look at this. They just know RevialGG. He is so aware of the possibilities and whereabouts of sweeps there. So he goes down. That is HorizoN up on 5. Looks like Lycoris might have gotten a few rounds, but it's probably going to be hard for them to get the game here.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think it's the aggression that really helps out. They've done it slow. They've kind of, hey, we're gonna take our time, and then at some point there needs to be that point of, you know, 3, 2, 1, go. Everybody gets in their positions and you fly in, because that seems to have worked the most. And even using it as a combo like they just did, go really, really slow and then just blast their way into the bomb site. And so right now they're running together. That might be what they're trying to do as of now. Just go ahead, go for it, split it, get in there, Everything's being thrown. Waiting for those flashes to go off and see if they hear anything.
Yeah, the bomb is going to go down. RevialGG, he's punching in the digits, and that is a 3v5 retake to go underway. Oh, but they just don't want any business to be played in this round. I mean, HorizoN only have one player left alive. Envy is good. Oh, he's good for 2. Is he good for the clutch? He's good for 3. That was huge by Envy. That would have been a crazy 1v5 clutch. I mean, he really did his best there. But I mean, in a 1v5, getting 3 is very hard. Getting 5, almost impossible. So Envy not able to complete the 1v5 there on HorizoN. Even though they're up on 5, seems like Lycoris, they're slowly punching back. Yeah, look at this. Paycheck just scopes in, you know, ready to take the frag and spams a little bit. But look at this. Envy. Oh, we didn't quite see it till the end, but like Envy there, he just went absolutely berserk. And yeah, Lycoris up on 3, so 2 more rounds to go until the side switch. We'll see which direction it kind of goes until that happens.
Yep, and I'm sure we'll be able to check it out later on in the replays. But as for now, we got to keep going. These guys are not wasting any time. At this point, trying to get as many as they can. And HorizoN, oh my goodness, another grenade. Some of the most kills. I mean, it has to be grenades. But, oh, and a full flash coming on to Payback. Cannot see an absolute anything, but that's okay. He's still alive. And right now, HorizoN clustering up. Looks like B maybe where they want to go again. Trying to make a bunch of noise. But if they can, maybe have Necro go ahead and make some noise and get some damage. But wait, he's in the corner. He doesn't even see him. Oh, taking Payback in the back. Taking him out. Now they're going to have that hard rotation. A is completely open for business. And only 2 left to be able to take on the entire team of HorizoN. And don't be wrong, it's totally possible, but probably not.
Yeah, it's possible, you know, theoretically, but I think practically here, there's not much that they're able to do. I mean, 1 frag might come in, maybe even 2, but like, HorizoN, they are seasoned veterans. They know how to not let these rounds slip.
Ooh.
I mean, with Fluffy taking another one, that statement, you know, might be put into the caster's curse category, but I won't be like that confident about that though, because a 2v3, you know, they should be able to just hold on. There's been a decent chunk of the time, you know, ticked off the bomb as well. So honestly, HorizoN, they just gotta, you know, do what they're doing right now, hold their angle, just wait, throw in some nades, wait for the defuse sound, and they should be good. So sleeves go down by nade. Fluffy is able to get the 2-piece or even a triple in this round, but like just not able to really complete the clutch.
Yeah, and we're gonna go into the swap. We're gonna flip it around and see what's possible. I mean, maybe they just lost their mojo defending, and now we're gonna be able to see what happens. Can they break into the bomb sites, get the bomb planted, and get the detonation to be able to get some more score onto the board? You know, maybe it's just that time. They're a little tired out. They've exhausted all their plans and abilities, so now it's time to show off the new ones.
Yeah, that is true. We will see what they are able to do in this pistol round. And I mean, Lycoris, they need it so desperately, right? Because the team that gets the pistol wants, I'll say it time and time again, but the team that wins the pistol pretty much wins this next one as well, because, you know, they can buy and the other team cannot. So if Lycoris gets this pistol, we're looking at 5-6. That is a very good scoreline to, you know, win from. If HorizoN take the pistol, we're looking at 8-3. That is just very hard to do anything against. So this is one of the most important pistol rounds we've seen in the minors so far. And with the way how things are going, seems like HorizoN, they are making the correct call here, but they're overconfident. They're pushing through smokes here. And I mean, if you push through a smoke, you gotta be really good to take the frag, because you are at a heavy disadvantage here. And because of that, Lycoris are gonna be able to take the B bomb site. So at least they get the cash for planting bomb. That's already good, right? Like, that is already good. That means that you might even be able to buy in the next round. And with the way how things are going here, it seems like it's going to be hard for HorizoN to retake. Like, Payback has a very good position here, gets a nice shot in Carousel. And, oh, that is crazy. Fluffy gets a frag as well. This is a flawless pistol round. Exactly what Lycoris needed. So they just,
Oh,
yeah, eliminate everyone here. Finished off with a nade. Once again, those flying mortars completely eliminating these players. And that is exactly what Lycoris needed. 4 rounds on the board. Still, not in the lead, but at least doing what they need to do.
and what you guys need to do is grab that code that's on screen now, copy and paste it, write it down, have your other device ready to go, type it in real fast, go ahead and take that screenshot, get your skin, let us know what you get. We need to know what skins are available for that, but it's a limited time and only so many people can get it, so go ahead and put that in now so you can see what you get.
Yes, most definitely. I mean, Paycheck so far, we've seen some good frags for him, but at least from what I've seen, it really seems that it's Payback. Even though he has 1 kill less, Payback really gets the frags when it matters, And Paycheck, so he's gonna spot 2 players, relay that information off to his team. That nade was dangerously close to himself, but he didn't take any points of damage there. But he's just gonna kind of smoke it off, make sure nobody's pushing it, and probably choose a different path to back into the site here.
Yeah, and bomb is now down. Timer has been set, and so now it's going to be up to HorizoN to retake it. Well, again, only on pistols. They might try to, see what they can do. It doesn't really matter at this point whether they, live or die. All they have is just pistols, but they got to see what they can do. They might be able to try and get the people on the way out. Comment here. Holding it, it could be a nice 2-piece for them. We've got some things being thrown, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be having any altercations at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that at all. So, yeah, Lycoris, I mean, they get a round that they should most definitely get, but it's funny, you almost never see these kind of unicorn rounds where just everyone survives, 5 players survive on either side. On HorizoN, they could have went for it again, like you're saying with USP, that's not really the most important thing to save, but at the same time, like, if you have some Kevlar, sometimes you just want to save, maybe pad your stats a little bit, stuff like that. But anyways, HorizoN, even though they started off strong, it seems like the CD side is actually the point of problems here for both teams, because they're just not able to do much. Now, granted, this is the first rifle round, and because Lycoris didn't lose any weapon, also not going to buy up, so they actually have the worst buy here. And doesn't matter. I mean, Paycheck and Payback, the duo of dreams, pushes in and gets 3 players. So now a 2v4 situation. Even though the better riflers might be on the side of HorizoN, the outcome of this round is on the side of Lycoris.
Yeah, it's not looking too favorable for HorizoN, and I think that maybe they know it. I mean, they definitely have some good weapons to use, but are they going to try to make a rush? And it looks like they're not. Again, it comes down to that economy here, and I think they're doing a really great job that we haven't actually seen, that they're opting to save, even with 5 players, and then these 2 who have adequate guns are definitely going to hold back and save, because again, like you said, the Kevlar, the security, the extra damage you can take is really good, and also you don't have to buy, your defuse kit or anything. So that's extra money that, it may not be a lot, but it's definitely something that pads the bank account just a little bit more.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, especially when the game is as close as it is right now, like, you are fighting for everything. You're fighting literally for nades. You're fighting for, every dollar that you can get, because everything can be that decisive thing that, either wins you the round and ultimately the game or not. So both teams know how high the tensions are here, especially on the first map. Like, on the first map, if you can go close and win the first map, that just gives you such a better outcome for the second one, because you can lose the second and just win off of round balance. It seems like both teams, they do not want to let the other team rack up the round balance points here. So into a 6-6 equal scoreline we go, and it seems like Lycoris, it'll be a little bit slower than HorizoN on those early pushes. They do try to push, but just make sure they throw their nades first. I mean, look what that does. RevialGG goes down, Carousel very low as well. So yeah, very good opener by Lycoris here. I mean, Paycheck is dead, but at the same time, HorizoN almost only have 3 players. Like, Carousel, one bullet through the wall, like, literally, wind blows, and he's dead. So, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to get anything here. But Necro, he's big. He gets a nice frag. scopes in, knows the position of another player, might be able to get him. I mean, it seems like he is getting peeked. Oh, but he's not aware the player has already crossed. Seems like that won't actually matter that much. But Lycoris, even though the opener looked good, HorizoN, they are pulling their strength, their resources together, and finally finding a response to this.
Yeah, and so far the bomb is not down yet. The A site is definitely where they want to go. Although now information has been given. Uh-oh. Okay, the grenade did not come in. No damage dealt. And so they're looking, going for it. Wait, he can't make contact. Lands on his head and unfortunately gets taken out. And guess what? You know, the bomb is now just chilling over here in A. Ready. They're almost about to get in, but oh wait, the grenade and a headshot coming in. Bomb is now going to go down again. To 1v2, and the mortars save the day to his face. And being able to be taken out, they get to walk right in here nice and clear to defuse the bomb.
Yeah, that was a nice attempt, but I mean, just that pinpoint accuracy of that grenade completely changes the outcome of the round there. So HorizoN, they're up to 7. Finally, they end their dry streak, and they're able to find an opener where, you know, they can get some advantage, you know, win that 2v1. And now, if we look at the money situation, I mean, Lycoris are good, but it's actually HorizoN that are struggling. Like, they need to win this round as well, unless they have to, and, you know, if they don't, then they have to go eco. And then we would be looking at Lycoris being in the lead once again. So HorizoN, even though they did good in the last round, they still have to prove themselves and show themselves in this one if they want to keep going on and you actually win it.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep going at this point, which, I mean, HorizoN, I mean, it looks like they may have found a little bit of what they need to do. It seemed like that round, it felt very clean. The way they were moving, they felt confident. And so right now, Lycoris being able to figure out where they want to go. The bomb's straight in the middle, so it could be either side, either way. And it's just the timing at this point. They got just a little bit under a minute and a half ready to go. So they might be trying to hold them out, make them think that they still don't know which side to go to. Or maybe try to fake them out. Maybe pull them out. Get some. Hopefully they, you know, push up on them.
Yeah, Lycoris really like to scout around and just kind of see what their options are. Like, we are a minute down the clock already, and there hasn't been a single interaction yet. Which just means that, you know, HorizoN is not really pushing. But also, Lycoris, they're just very slowly kind of taking you know, the round 1 second at a time, just kind of seeing what positions they can open, what they can do. But at no point does it seem like you know, they are just make a mistake and rush in and just do something unprepared for. So Lycoris, they're really, I mean, I am impressed. I mean, from what I read before the game, it seemed like HorizoN are the better team, but Lycoris, they've just been consistent with it. You know, when they lose a round, they're able to come back quickly. So it's good. It definitely is good. Carousel here, he's under a lot of pressure. Oh, players are rushing in. And look at that, Necro once again. When you need Necro, he's there. So he gets the frag, and seems like HorizoN, they will be able to secure the round here. Flawless round as well. So now, they will be able to buy. And if we look at the money on Lycoris, they need to win this round now, because if they don't, then they have to go eco on pretty much the last round, or, you know, have to force weapons on the last round of play. So yeah, money situation definitely not looking good for Lycoris now. It seems like it's a complete swip. It's a complete flip, complete switch of what we saw before. And so HorizoN actually taking the late lead here. But once again, the team that is theoretically better on paper, seems like they are losing in the early or the mid stages of the game. Once it actually comes to closing it out, the experience just shows, and it's able to close out games and win those most important rounds.
Well, you know, sometimes it's just not one of those where, you know, speed can win, although they use their speed at the beginning, which is great, but it seems like they use that up and then save their energy for the late game, where they know that the other team is more than likely going to be tired. They're going to be a little fatigued, especially right now, being, you know, where they are. It definitely would help them out to, you know, be able to continue on and keep moving, but Lycoris just seems to be slowing down, and unfortunately, HorizoN prepares for that and be able to hold their way all the way to the end.
Yeah, and this retake, I mean, it's just so easy for HorizoN here. It's a 1v4. Smokes are both directions, so Lycoris, they don't even have any chance, you know, to contest it. But Flaffy, what is that? He's actually able to get a double, but there's just not enough. You know, there were smokes there, so Flaffy, he just keeps going and actually go for the quad there. He does get a triple, but very solid performance by Flaffy there. But I mean, it's just very hard to do anything when you're in that 1v4 getting smoked off. Now, what is not that hard to do is to get a free skin in the game. So here is the promo code. I mean, go type it in the game. You have to be, you know, a little bit fast to actually get the skin and, you know, to not hit the limit. But you can definitely do that. Screenshot the code, write it down, do something so you can type it in the game. And good luck to you. Anyways, we're getting into the potentially last round of play here. Now, Lycoris, even though their money was looking bad, they are able to fully buy. They literally all have $0 to their name. But HorizoN, they are just on a rush here.
Yeah, and they're rushing in at all. My Zai's doing so good and getting it all the way to the end. They just made that last round look absolutely easy. And HorizoN taking the first one. I mean, the rounds are still super close nonetheless. I mean, it wasn't, you know, a complete shutout, which is fantastic. But ultimately, HorizoN taking that victory, and looks like we're going to be going to map number 2 on Sakura. And maybe what we all know and love, what we all want to see, maybe some sniper action.
Yeah, this is what we kind of prepared for, and then, you know, kind of hyped up, because we both want to see those nice and crazy, like AWM, you know, just in general sniper plays. And Sakura is definitely a map where you can do that. And also Envy, he is a player that really likes to play with that sniper. You know, he said that it is his favorite weapon to play with. So we're gonna get into Sakura any minute now, and once we do, I really do hope to see that AWM. You know, I think it would be a great way to finish off today, you know, the 2 best of 2s of the day, to see some nice, some unforeseen clips, you know, with that sniper in the last game. But these are the clips of the 3rd game today. The first one is best of 2. So yeah, overall, I'd say both teams definitely had a fighting chance. Lycoris, they actually surprised me with how they were able to kind of come back, almost completed, you know, in the middle, in the mid stages of the game. But eventually, HorizoN just overwhelmed them. Again, here we can see HorizoN, they took the early lead. Envy was definitely showing up big time. He had that crazy triple here. You know, he wasn't too far off of completing the 1v5 clutch, you know. But then, Tide switched a little bit. Like Lycoris here, we can see them picking up the pistol. That kind of turned into them getting many rounds in a row and eventually taking the lead. But then, HorizoN, they just did not want to see that happen. This is what switched it back on for HorizoN. That 1v2 retake nade, just completely eliminating the bomb planter, and then, you know, it was just smooth sailing here for HorizoN, getting, I believe, 4 rounds in a row and just, you know, winning out the game. So it was really, really fun to see that Lycoris, they were kind of, you know, they kind of almost completed the comeback, but then HorizoN said, nope, yeah, I mean, sorry guys, we're just gonna win this one. So yeah, now heading into the second one is just going to be way harder for them, because HorizoN, they already have the lead, and so they need to get that round balance there.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, it's looking pretty good for them. I mean, HorizoN, you know, has done good. And I mean, if Lycoris can get these early rounds yet again, keep good on the pistol, that'd be great. But at this point, HorizoN seems pretty warmed up. So I think this is going to be really hard for them, and especially with the Envy being the favorite weapon of being a sniper rifle, that's going to be really, really hard. If he is as good as I hope he is, as far as it being his preferred weapon, it's going to be really difficult for Lycoris to be able to do anything, because if he is really locking down long range, that's going to be huge and really hard to combat against. Now, we may see somebody else come out with a sniper rifle to maybe go one toe-to-toe with him, but either way, it's going to be really difficult to combat. I think that might be kind of the X factor that they may need to just go ahead and take this home and have all the extra rounds on Sakura.
Yeah, it definitely seems that HorizoN, you know, they have the better chance here. But again, Lycoris really surprised me in a way that when they were down, they were able to at least complete some kind of comeback. Sure, it didn't go the, you know, the full mile, it didn't complete it fully, but they were able to do something. And I feel like, especially with us, you know, taking a break here and, you know, waiting for the second game, once they have joined the lobby, I'm sure that they can kind of readjust. It's like an extended technical pause, right? Like stuff, and kind of see what they are able to do with, you know, the time that they have, you know, kind of free on their side here. So I wouldn't like discredit Lycoris completely. I wouldn't say that, we're just going to see a complete shutout coming in from HorizoN on the second map. I think it will still be a good battle, but yeah, ultimately HorizoN definitely the favorites here, especially after winning the first game.
Yeah, and especially coming back from losing so much. So it's definitely kind of seeded that way. And definitely, like I said, if we see the sniper rifle come in, it's going to make things a little bit more difficult than it already is going to be. So, I mean, honestly, it's looking pretty good for HorizoN. I mean, and the fact that their history shows they are continuously good, and the fact that they can, you know, win tournaments on a consistent basis, it's going to be an uphill battle. And it's definitely an underdog statement for Lycoris. But I think if they can keep down the sniper, if it does appear, then that's going to be perfect, because that's going to be a huge bang to their economy. So if they can do that, that's going to be probably the biggest point, is to keep the sniper rifle out of their hands, but at least still make it where they keep purchasing it.
Yeah, you got to give them, something. You got to be like, oh no, I just, I missed my shot. You got to you got to make them feel like they are able to do it. It just didn't happen, at the right time. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see kind of what happens on Sakura. Again, I feel like HorizoN, they were just on an insane streak in 2021, I believe. It was just kind of the year of HorizoN where they were winning everything. They were the best team for like 11 months in a row. So that is a huge accomplishment. But they kind of fell off a little bit. Of course, they still remained, I'd say, in that top 5 for the season of 2022. But I think they're kind of looking to, come back and just come back with a vengeance in 2023. Because I am sure about one thing, and that is that they wanted to win that major, right? They wanted to win that LAN because,
Oh yeah.
ultimately that's going to be the thing that everyone in the community calls the best team, is the one that wins the biggest tournament, right? And unfortunately, HorizoN weren't able to do it. Like, Revile won the LAN, and I mean, deservedly so. They were simply the better team on the LAN. So it's going to be interesting to see if they are actually able to complete, their comeback to being kind of the best team of the Standoff 2 scene in 2023. And I mean, if they want to do that, the best way how to start is simply winning the minor that, starts off the competitive year.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is really their do or die moment. This is where they can really showcase themselves. But what else can be showcased is the skin you could win. Right below, go ahead and get that promo code going. Go ahead and type that in. It's great. See what you get. Let us know what you get, so we can, see what kind of goodies are in the bag. But no, this could be the real comeback story for HorizoN. Being that they didn't win, they got that second place, but maybe bring it back, do some training, bring some new things to the table, and maybe for the next LAN, take first place.
Yeah, I mean, this is a minor, so, there's still a long time for them to practice, but from what we've seen from HorizoN so far, I mean, they do look very solid. It seemed like their team play was really on point here, like they knew what they were doing, and especially on those retakes, on some of those retakes, you saw that, they didn't really just, like, push in one by one and die one by one. They were able to, do what needed to be done to complete the retakes. So, yeah, very good stuff coming in. But, again, Zone 9 and Sakura, I feel like they're just, like, kind of complete opposites in terms of gameplay. Like, Zone 9 is very close range, you rush in, you pretty much just, if you win your gunfight, you win. It's a very it's a map where individual skill matters a lot, because if you win your gunfights, you're simply going to win. On the other hand of things, I'd say Sakura is really a map where rushing in doesn't really work as well, just because of how long range it is, how many angles there are to watch when you're pushing in, when you're entering on that T side of things. So on Sakura, I'd say team play is way more important than aim, and on Zone 9, like, aim is way more important than team play. So, I mean, once you actually get to Sakura, there's a pace change, there's just a change of pretty much everything, all aspects of gameplay. So, we'll see if that actually helps HorizoN to just extend their lead something crazy, to kind of just win the game like 10-3, or is Lycoris actually the team that has better team play when it actually comes to Sakura?
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be an absolute complete switch. This is where they're going to have to take their time. It's going to not be just quick turn corridors and be able to just blast as quick as you can. This is going to be where you have to prepare. You really have to think it out. There's a lot of places to hide. There's a lot of places to set up. So you're going to have to really use your jiggle peeking to your advantage. Go back and forth and be able to see what you can, and just don't rush out there too quickly, because you never know what barrel and or scope is going to be just looking straight down ready for you.
Exactly. If you rush out too quickly, there's a chance that you're staring down the worst end to stare down. If there's a sniper, like if you have a sniper and someone is just pushing it, obviously you're gonna get the easy frag. Like it takes way more than just rushing in to get snipers off their angles. You have to flash them, you have to smoke them off the angle, you have to even nading, them sometimes works. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to see if we do get that AWM, that sniper rifle, in play. And also, once the AWM is in the round, once the AWM is in the lobby, kind of the whole gameplay changes as well. Because as I said, like if it's rifles against rifles, the gameplay is a bit different because like the way how you get people off of angles is more about aim and less about utility. If you have a sniper, you can't have that confidence where you think you're gonna kill the sniper if you peek him. But let's be honest, most of the time, if you peek a sniper dry without any utility, you're gonna die. So if the sniper is in the picture, the round completely changes in terms of use of utility, in terms of pacing of the round. So yeah, I'm really hoping we do get to see that on Sakura. If not, that's also fine. I mean, Sakura is a really fun map to watch. Either way, just because of those long and short ranges that kind of contrast between those two. But yeah, ultimately, kind of praying we see that AWM.
Yeah, just crossing the fingers. You guys cross it too, so we can see those absolute, just nasty shots that we all want to see. And really, it just kind of brings it up to only one person who is more than likely to do it. So we'll see. The match has started. The players are moving. We're now going into map number 2 to find out who's going to get the most rounds and or take the win. But HorizoN is already up by 1 win.
Yeah, I mean, here for HorizoN, it's more about just not letting Lycoris get too far ahead and less about winning the game, because once again, they can lose it and still win off of having a very good round balance. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We still have to start with a pistol, and HorizoN, they're looking to hit the A bomb site hard, and it's not the best for Lycoris here, because there's actually nobody on the bomb site. I mean, there are some people that are like somewhat close, but nobody really that close to actually inflict some damage points. So we're seeing a 4v4, a 4v5 retake here. One player on the side of Lycoris already going down, and this just looks like a very confident round for HorizoN. The time is low, like bomb has ticked for a while here. Flaffy is aware of positions of these players, but you don't need the awareness, you need the execution. The execution is just not there. So RevialGG, Envy, oh Envy with a nice double there, and I mean, that's just going to be a shutout. Necro finishing it off. Somebody who actually showed up big time, on the first map. So, yep, HorizoN, they're looking to just, finish it off in style, getting the pistol round on the board. And, they should be able to get the second one as well.
Yep, it's definitely not going to be good for Lycoris for them to be able to take that first pistol. Although we're going to see just an absolute clean sweep of FALs coming out. So it's, they're going for a little bit of the cheaper side, but also, might as well keep a little extra pocket money, a little spending cash.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, sometimes you can buy up if you are, like, really confident about it, but sometimes it's like, we lost it, so why not just, restart it, lose this round, and then the next one we can buy up fully. And so, Comment, he's trying to do something here, but, like, it's just so hard. You can hide behind our rocks, but, like, eventually you're gonna get found out. And when you do, you're gonna go down from that foul, so this is a 1v4, not really anything that he can do here. So yeah, there we go. We are heading into the third round here, and I mean, so far HorizoN, they've just been doing absolutely amazing. Like they have everything going for them, right? Like they have here full utility. Some weapons that are left, from the previous round. That is true. So no AKs for them yet. They're just gonna have to play with the FAL for a little while. So that is really the only bad thing about it. Now we're inside of Lycoris. They died all in the previous round, so they were able to buy up those M16s and M4s. But other than that, I mean, they're doing great unless they're not. They've lost 2 players, and with them having to plant the bomb, every single player is of value. And so it looks like they are going to go for the A bomb site hit once again. But Flaffy, oh, he is aware, and he's just going to go in a corner here and just wait. If you want to push, do it, but I'm going to be ready for it. And so Flaffy, he has to get the skill. If he doesn't, I'd say the round is like kind of equal once again. If he goes down, is I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, another player from HorizoN going down, so this should be just a shutout. Last one left alive is Zeiss, and I mean, the best he can do is really just inspect his weapon and you know, hope for the best.
Yeah, he definitely needs to inspect it, make sure it looks good, make sure it's clean, so he can keep it. Because although there's just under a minute, he's got to stay alive. They're going to be on the hunt. This is not going to be good. He might be able to get one, and he does, but unfortunately, Payback is going to do what he says and give him some payback. So now, Lycoris, first one on the board, doing it good early. First rifle round.
Yeah, I mean, they are doing exactly what they should be doing, right? Like, Lycoris, it seems like every single time where it seems like HorizoN are taking the upper hand, Lycoris are just able to do what they need to do to kind of get back into the game. Now, in the first map, they did what they needed to do to get back into the game, but they weren't really able to close it out. So we'll see. Like, if Lycoris are able to complete this comeback, that would be insane, because right now HorizoN are winning in terms of maps and also in terms of round balance, right? But Lycoris, they just need a few good rounds and they could be looking at, you know, advancing in the group and being the leaders of the group rather than at the bottom of it. But there's like comment, he has to say something about it and he wants that to happen. So he just takes a headshot there. For now, a 4v5 situation. Envy is alive. He was someone who really saw pop off in the first game, almost completing that 1v5, you know, getting those 3 frags really looked promising. So let's see if the clutch player of the first game is able to do something in the second game of play here.
Yeah, but looks like some grenades are flying out. You see them coming in. At least one being just the absolute most, getting the kill. Right now, 4-4, holding strong. 1-1, getting traded. Flaffy going down, same for Zeiss, but Paycheck himself going, shoot through the smoke, going for the defuse. But unfortunately, he taken out from the back, and the bomb did detonate, and Payback still survives.
Yep, so HorizoN, they do not want to let Lycoris do anything here. I mean, this is back and forth, man. Like, HorizoN, they get the first 2, then Lycoris kind of punch back, but yeah, HorizoN, seems like they are just ready for pretty much everything here. And if they're not ready for it, they will be ready for it in the next round. So yeah, they are just looking to, again, complete this game early. They do not want it to be a close game. They do not want to fight for rounds. They do not want to think about, oh, but if we win, but you know, they have more rounds, do we still win? Like, that is not something that HorizoN want to consider. So they just go for the frags. They just get the kills, man. And well, they do it with style. Carousel, what is that? Reason Carousel just get a crazy double there. And so the bomb sites are not even open for business. It's funny because like Lycoris, they have 2 players down, but because the bomb sites are so close together, they still have at least one defender on each of those. But it seems like it is going the way of HorizoN because there are 2 defenders on the B bomb site, but the bomb is moving towards A. So I mean, the only player left on A, Payback, he has to make a huge payback for losing the first game, right? Like he has to do everything here. He has to get at least 2, but it seems like that won't be happening anytime soon. Payback goes down, 2v4 underway, and Lycoris, they have to think, do they even want to go for this round? Only $1,000 combined on both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Do they want to? Do they not? And probably be the best bet for them to not, considering how low they are on the cash. Although grenades flying in, the bomb has been planted. So honestly, if they can just find anybody who's lurking around, trying to find him, looks like he needs to get out of there. Some damage will be dealt. And so now they're going to have to just try to stay together. Really, I mean, they just need to stay where they are, cover both sides. If they're not going to go for it, then they just need to get into a good position. Which right now, Flaffy's doing pretty good, and they're shooting through each other. But unfortunately, doesn't really help. Flaffy's almost dead, 14 HP, and just lasting alive. Now they're on the hunt. They know where he is. You can see them. They are flying to him to try and take him out. It looks like that is where we're going to be 1, and then not 2. Flaffy goes down, and bomb explodes. So that is a absolute guaranteed round headed into the pockets of HorizoN. But what is going to fly into some pockets? Well, there's another code. We all know you know and love it. Go ahead and grab that code, put it into the account, Go ahead and redeem that and see what skin you get.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can just get a skin for free. Why would you not try and do that? What seems to not be for free are these rounds for Lycoris. Like, they are just struggling to find anything here. And with this being one of the scrappiest buys that we've seen in this tournament so far, like, that is just gonna take a lot for them to do anything. Paycheck, though, he does show up.
Ooh.
It does take a lot, but I mean, Paycheck, he has a lot. A lot is on his Paycheck because he gets a headshot wallbang, nevertheless, on a rifle player. That is no easy feat, especially when playing with the Desert Eagle. So that kind of tilts the odds a little bit in favor, or at least equals the odds for Lycoris. But I mean, HorizoN, they are still very, very well bought here. Full rifles, utility, everything that they could pretty much ask for. On the other side of things, Paycheck, even though he's able to get the kill, he's not able to retrieve the weapon. But Flaffy, the only rifle player... Oh, that's crazy by Carousel, though. He gets a double right when HorizoN needed, so all equal once again. Or actually, is it equal? Only pistols left alive on Lycoris.
Yeah, definitely tilts it just a little bit extra. I mean, those pistols definitely aren't good, even though the body counts are the same. They've got to be able to potentially find one of those rifles, pick it up, but let's see if this Deagle can do any good. What's not doing good is Payback going down. And comment, every bullet he fires, little bit more information is being given where he is, trying to get that clean shot from across. Now there's about to be two. That rock is your best friend, but it can only help you so far when you're getting shot from two different sides.
Yeah, I mean, those angles that Comment is holding here are nice, but they're not really nice enough to get the frag here, and with his position being known, it's just like such a tall order for him to like do anything here. He might be able to, connect some damage, but no headshots. So, HorizoN, they are just accelerating. They are pushing down the gas pedal, man. It's 5-1 on the T side. Now, Sakura is a little bit T-sided. At least that's what I've been seeing people, say. And from the games that I've seen in the pro scene, I mean, I kind of do tend to agree with that statement. So, maybe once we switch sides, Lycoris are able to do something. But the thing is, like, HorizoN won the first game, so it's not even that, Lycoris has that big of a wiggle room here. Like, they have to win rounds fast, because once again, HorizoN are winning by round balance a lot. So, Lycoris, they have to win every single round almost that is left in the play here. And I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon. Two players going down, the bomb going towards B side of things. And that is a great rotation, because Sweeps, he is completely unaware. He's going to go mid and try to check what's happening in mid. But truth be told, the bomb is actually going B. So, I mean, he is somewhat aware of the fact. He is looking around. But again, he is 1 against 3 players. Now he's going to spot one, but doesn't only, can't even, do anything there. RevialGG so quick on the trigger. Gets the instant wallbang headshot there. And so a 2v4 situation. Now, Carousel is low. But, I mean, this just looks like our HorizoN round any day of the week, man.
Yeah, it's not looking too good being the 2-4. I mean, Wrestle is super low. It's definitely going to be helpful. But to be able to defend against them, I mean, one on basically either side. And looks like they might be circling back around to A, which that's going to leave Payback all by himself. So it's going to be a fun time. There's going to be a connection here in just a second. Is it going to be for him? Yes, but just the right time. Necro is going to be able to be right there and save the day. And also going to go and take out Paycheck and make sure he takes it to the banks and cash it out.
Oh, they're definitely taking it to the bank, man. They are just stacking these rounds together like day after day. Not even day after day, minute after minute, man. And HorizoN, I mean, there's a reason why they're doing it. They just look so solid. Like, they look solid individually, but they're also really good at the team play. Like, Lycoris, they are good, like, individually. Like, again, we've seen Payback and Paycheck especially do some crazy stuff individually. Like, that helps you more, like, when you're on zone. Like, on zone, it was a closer game, in my opinion, because, it's more about individual skill on zone. But when you get to Sakura, where team play, where fakes, where rotations, where smokes, where utility usage, everything, I mean, it just shows, like, HorizoN, they're able to do this, right? They're able to entry, they're able to refrag, and that's something that, you have to have team play to do well. So Lycoris really struggling to find any answer to the things happening here. Look at that nade, it's so perfect, bounces off the roof on a pixel angle and inflicts some damage on sweeps as well. So even though it's a 3v3, this really looks like a round for HorizoN. It's actually kills straight in every direction. I mean, if Lycoris wants to have any shot back into his best of 2, this would be a round where to start that. And oh, payback! He is ready to start, but is he ready to finish? Now 1v1, Envy versus Payback. And Envy, he is going to slow it down. He knows that Payback knows where he is, so he's going to probably throw the nade, see what he can do from there. But Payback and Envy, I mean, they're both just heading the same direction, peeking it, and there you go, Payback. That is very big. This is why the individual matters. I mean, the team play, yes, it is more important on Sakura, but in these situations where the individual means everything, you know, who can get on the head quicker, Payback is able to. So Lycoris, they are at least trying to make the lead that HorizoN have a bit smaller.
Yeah, and HorizoN, they've still got plenty of cash though, so even though they were able to get that extra round, they've got to be able to stay consistent, keep a level head, and be able to do it at least one more time before I would say that they're in a good position. That means that their cash would be up higher, and then the cash would be almost decimated for HorizoN. But it's going to be still a fairly good buy. So honestly, they probably really need to just go ahead and do it twice. As much as I say that, it's going to be a lot harder than it is. But because HorizoN definitely has something to prove. They're coming back. They want that first place. They want the cash. They want the ability to show what they have and what was apparently missed from the last major. So they want to work their way back up. And the easiest way to do that is continuing to take rounds, which, again, they are pretty good at.
Yeah, another thing I've noticed that HorizoN is really good at is not letting the other team, or I mean in this case Lycoris, get ahead. Like, sure, they might lose occasional rounds here or there, but they make sure to come back with a bang in the immediate next round. Like, every single time that Lycoris has won a round in this game, you know, HorizoN immediately refrag. And in the first game, I mean, Lycoris were on a little bit of a comeback, but HorizoN made sure to not, you know, make that happen. So HorizoN are really good at kind of controlling their mental, controlling their emotions, and just making sure, you know, we made a mistake, but we didn't, you know, we haven't made a huge mistake, and let's not make that huge mistake. Let's just, you know, do our best in the next round, and, you know, plant, get the frags, make it the 3v4, and ultimately probably win the round here.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. I mean, we've got 2 left on the side. Never mind, make that 1. Lycoris Flaffy is the only one. Never mind again. The round is won. HorizoN's taking it to the scoreboard before I can even say that that there's anybody left alive to do anything. So now they're going to swap. They're going to change over sides. They're going to see who can do better on whichever one. Maybe Lycoris can have a good chance here to be able to, you know, grab a few rounds. If they can take the early pistol round, this is going to be another one of those super critical pistol rounds that they're going to have to take. Because if they don't, it's going to smell defeat in a really bad way.
Yeah, I mean, I think HorizoN have won just in terms of the round balance. Like, even if Lycoris took 8 rounds in a row and won the map here, I think that HorizoN has still won in terms of the round balance. But what Lycoris needs to do is just get as many rounds as they can, because again, even if you lose this best of 2, the round balance is very important when it actually comes to the later stages of the group, because if 2 teams have the same amount of points, same amount of wins and losses, the team that has the better round balance wins. So Lycoris, they have to understand that, like, this is not about losing or, you know, winning the game. This is about just making sure that, you know, you have opportunities in the future to actually advance to the playoffs and to the finals. So this first round would be very good for Lycoris to win. I mean, they would be able to possibly get the next round as well, and in that way improve their round balance. So Flaffy, he's going to make a nice nade lineup here, throwing a smoke, it seems. And it seems like an A-side execute is coming. 3 players coming in from mid, 2 from A long. And oh, Flaffy! He is able to spot the player, but Carousel, absolutely nasty long-range headshot there. And Carousel, he just keeps him coming. He just keeps him coming 2 in a row. So now Payback low as well. Paycheck is able to get 1, but this just screams HorizoN. It is written in the stars almost. Although, you know, when it's day, the stars don't shine. So Lycoris, they do take 1 kill there. 1v3 now on comment. He has to do so much here. HorizoN, absolutely insane round by him, getting a triple, and HorizoN on 8, 2 away from winning the best of 2, 2-0 here.
Yep, and it's gonna be just another one on the scoreboard. It's again making it really nice and hard. Rising up to 8 now. They're only 2 away, and all they have to do is really take this one and the next one. Although Lycoris actually coming out with some good weapons, some good FALs, but guess what? You can have coming out is some new fancy shiny skins. Go ahead, the code's on screen now. Grab it. Grab your other device quickly. Type it in and let us know what kind of skin you get out of it. But again, limited time. It's not for everyone. It's whoever can get it first. It only allows a certain number of people to have it. So you might want to grab it and see what you can get.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like it's a good chance, you know, if you keep watching the stream, eventually you're gonna get a free skin, right? Like, you might not be quick enough today, but you will be quick enough one of these times. So just keep watching, you know, keep supporting your favorite team. Make sure to drop it in the chat as well, which one you are rooting for here. But I mean, if you're rooting for Lycoris, you're having a bad day, because Lycoris, they were looking quite solid on zone. Like, we even were thinking that they might win, but it seems like on Sakura so far, it's just a complete shutout. HorizoN, they're just able to string these rounds together, not really giving Lycoris any openers, and if they do, they make sure to win immediately in the next round. So yeah, Lycoris really struggling to do anything here. HorizoN spotting like 5 different angles at the same time here. And it looks like Lycoris are kind of running out of options here. I mean, they're trying to look for, you know, kind of trying to slow it down, trying to look for any openers that they can. But with the way how HorizoN are playing, they're just so good at guessing which bomb site is going to be before the you know, utilities, before the execute comes in. So even though Lycoris are hitting A, there are 3 players from HorizoN there and 1 that kind of going towards that mid area of things. So yeah, it's going to be hard. Let's see what they can do. Oh, sweeps, that's actually big.
Ooh.
Kills the boost player. Now, reason they are able to refrag. Now 4v3, 3v3
Oh,
underway.
another one. Good, yeah. That's actually really great. And now they know where they are, but like being able to just get that tiny little piece ahead. Are they gonna do it again? Oh, but unfortunately, the 3rd time is the charm, and they are able to take him out. And let's see if they can have any potential luck. It's all up to nobody. Paycheck goes down, and it looks like the defuse is going to come in. I was really worried that they were not. They were just going to keep doing that and get absolutely obliterated. But it looks like the 3rd time's the charm. They were able to just continuously boost and eventually able to get the bomb defuse. And now it's match point for HorizoN. 9 on the scoreboard. Can they make it to double digits right here, right now? There's nothing left in the pockets for Lycoris. This is it. MP5s and some FAL and some AK. That's it. That's all they got left.
Yeah, I imagine the mental on the side of Lycoris is very bad as well. It's like, man, we've lost the first game. We're losing the second one even more. And like, what can we really do? Like, sure, we can try to get those rounds again, like, kind of make sure you secure a better future for yourself once the group stage comes to an end, so you have a better round difference. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna see a 10-2 here. Yep, Carousel, I mean, he just opens it up and he keeps pushing. He's confident, man. His team is winning. Almost 10-2 here. You know, he has 10 frags to his name as well. Pretty much everyone on HorizoN is fragging out. Envy maybe a little bit behind, but I mean, come on, everyone on HorizoN is doing well here. So yeah, this is just going to be so hard for Lycoris. I mean, it's pretty much over for them. I mean, the best they can do here, I think, is just kind of be fine, understand that they lost, and come back with a vengeance in the next best of 2 that they're going to play in the group stage. But yeah, this one is just like over. Envy gets another one, and Necro, he might even go for the knife frag here. He does opt to just kill the player, and so Paycheck goes down as well. Fluffy, the only one left alive, 1v5. I mean, at this point, he might just, you know, give it to them. He does get 1, but there's 4 more to kill, man. And he does get another one. Okay, it would be cool. It would be cool if he actually won the round, but he does not. So, yeah, HorizoN, very, very dominant performance. I'd say from the 8 teams that we've seen to play that we see playing so far in the group stage, yesterday and today, I'd say HorizoN is looking the most dominant just in terms of how they, face their opponents. Sure, Revile might be better, they might be worse. Honestly, we'll see in the playoffs, but I mean, the way how HorizoN was playing in the first game, not letting Lycoris get ahead, not letting them make the comeback. Also in the second, just shutting them out 10-2. I mean, it's the most dominant map that we've seen so far out of the 8 we've seen. I don't think we've seen a better scoreline than 10-2. So yeah, HorizoN looking very, very dominant. Looking to make 2023 kind of repeat of 2021, best year that they've had in Standoff 2 so far.
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely here to win. They're here to play, and they want to have that title. And this is the best way to start with, here for the minor event and be able to get their name back where it's supposed to be, where they believe it needs to be. And as we potentially move forward to another major LAN event in the future, whenever that may be, they will be ready and they're looking to take the victory. But as of right now, yeah, that score line is just ridiculous. It's some of the best we saw, even though we didn't get to see any sniper action. They may be saving that for later. But we did get to see was absolutely ridiculous clips. I mean, these guys were just knocking it out of the park and just really, really accurate across. I mean, the crosshair placement is great. You see how they turn the corners. It's assume and anticipate where the players may be. I mean, that is just back and forth, just great. And being able to track the opponent at long range, also really good. So they're looking pretty good. I agree. 2023 may be the HorizoN year.
Yeah, I mean, they could not have started off better. Like, look at these frags, man. Like, sure, Lycoris had some nice ones as well, but HorizoN, they just looked so good, both individually and in terms of team play. Like, sure, there were some places where they could have done better, but again, like, they made sure that whenever they made a mistake, they just rebounded as quickly as possible here.
Yeah, they really did. And he, again, looked really bad a little bit in the first game, but it, kind of looked, not that great at the beginning, but I mean, really, they just came bringing it back, and they just walked away with it at this point with Sakura. So congratulations to them for taking it and getting those rounds on the board. I mean, that's for the round balance side, that has to be some of the most rounds out of this first set of groups to be able for them to grab together. So they are looking really, really good as far as moving forward with having those points under their belt.
Yeah, most definitely. And also, they are in a group that is kind of easier. Like, again, in my opinion, I mean, we'll see, but in my opinion, Group A is a bit harder to play in than Group B. So the fact that their round balance is so hard, like so big already, it's just gonna make them pretty much not already, promoted to finalists, but like it's just gonna be so much harder for other teams to get that second spot, or even to beat them out of the spot. So yeah, I feel like we saw a very dominant performance from HorizoN today. Saints, they also played good against DeathOrGlory. I mean, they were definitely the better team, but it seemed like DeathOrGlory, at least in the matchup, had more punching power. Now, again, I don't want to, downplay Lycoris. Maybe they just had a bad day. Maybe they had a bad matchup. Maybe it's just bad maps. We will see. Like, ultimately, we've only seen each of the 8 teams in the minor play only once, and I would say that you can really only make any kind of discussion about who's really good and who's not against like at least 2 or even 3 games. So we will see like kind of how these teams perform when they're matched up against different opponents on different maps in different days. But talking about different days, the second day here has been completed, guys. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of fun matches, and I'm sure that will continue tomorrow. So tomorrow we will see Revival Gaming against DeathOrGlory. That's gonna be a fun matchup. I mean, Revival definitely the favorites here, but from what we've seen from DeathOrGlory today, they have some kind of punching power. We'll just see if it's enough to knock out Revival. And then that's at 2 p.m. Moscow time, I believe, on Group A. And then on Group B, we will see Lycoris once again trying to make their dreams come true. So we will see if they are able to actually get their first W, or if they take 2 losses in a row. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty hard to sustain anything more in the group, and they might be one of those teams that get knocked out. But, I mean, that's why we are excited for tomorrow. Again, write down the times. It's 2 p.m. and then 4 p.m. Moscow time. So, write it down. Make sure you have some time free. And also watch the stream so you get some promo codes. You get some nice skins in game. I believe today it was the Glock Carbon, if the chat is not lying. Hopefully you guys are not lying to me. But yeah, I think it's been a fun little day here. And from what we've seen so far, I'm really excited to see these teams get different opponents tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good day. We got many more matches left to go. It's going to be a good time. It's I'll be ready and rooting for everybody. Unfortunately, I will not be here for the duration for during the week. So I'll be on the sidelines with you guys in chat, rooting it on. But Twist will be back with another co-caster to come in here and to let you guys know how things are going and what the best days are going to be. So unfortunately, that is it. That's all we have for you guys today for matches. We greatly appreciate you guys checking it out. Hit subscribe to make sure you're getting notified when these streams go live. And these guys will be back for you guys tomorrow for some more matches.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow.